Welcome back to Los Angeles 2119. I'm Eric Campbell, the GM of tonight's episode of Callisto 6, and this is the most formal introduction I have ever given.
Yeah. Why are you so serious?
It's because
I don't know. I went into the zone.
He's corporate.
I know. NPCing all these.
You're the evil version of you now.
Yeah, it's
the
weird.
opposite of the evil.
It's true. Mirror Universe Eric shaves, apparently.
Yeah, you look like a baby face.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I left the beard at home today. I ran out the door with my books, and it's one of those things where you're like, I can't leave the core book. I can't. Son of a bitch, I left my beard.
Been there.
Beard behind. So, how's y'all doing? Y'all doing all right?
Really good.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of rushed in here at last second, so I can get a chance to socialize before we start today. So,
Don't tell our secrets, Eric.
oh, sorry, you're not supposed to see behind the scenes. So if you could just forget all of that. Okay, so thanks to our sponsors. I'm going to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Not only Okie Dokie Dice and Monty Cook Games, I just want to give a big shout out. Thank you again to Dogmite for creating this incredibly rad GM screen. This thing is so rad. I've got like $500 worth of their product in my cart right now. Because I was like, man, I need to go check out the rest of their stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's a Viking dice tray. Well, I've got to own that.
Wow, they're targeting you.
Yep, they're targeting me.
They're coming right for you.
I'm like, anyway.
Whoever runs the website's like, who left this just sitting here?
Yeah.
Check out already.
The dice tray isn't $500. Let's just say that's just one of the many things that I plan on getting. So thank you,
And so
Dogmite.
can you.
But yeah, thank you to our sponsors, Okie Dokie Dice and Monty Cook Games. Got some info to read off to you guys real quick off the top. So you can find Okie Dokie Dice, of course, at okidokidice.com and at Okie Dokie Dice on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Monty Cook Games. So Darcy reached out to us and she had something she wanted to impart upon all y'alls. Numenera is the featured book bundle for Humble Bundle right now.
So many supplements.
Which is a big deal because Numenera is sort of the golden child of Monty Cook Games, and it is a crazy, amazing setting. Monty Cook Games is really good for launching genres that splice into other genres. And Numenera is like probably the best sci-fi fantasy splicing I've ever seen for an RPG. It's so rad. Numenera is it's a big blog. Wow. To summarize Numenera, that's something else. It takes place a billion years into the future where 9 worlds have risen and fallen. So civilizations have come and gone. It is a really rad game setting. There's also a video game for it called Tides of Numenera, Torment Tides of Numenera, which is on Xbox and Steam. And I'm just hawking all this Numenera stuff, but it's good. If you want to get like a cool playthrough of the Cypher system and you want to do it on a video game, I recommend Tides of Numenera. It is a really cool game with a good soundtrack too. So for just $1, you can get a PDF of the new dual core book set, Numenera Discovery and Numenera Destiny, and a host of fantastic supplements. The $15 level gets you 28 books total.
Oh my god. Holy, that's a lot.
$15?
Humble bundles are amazing.
28 books. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. That is a lot of pitifs. Sam totally turned me on to that word. Now I can't stop saying it. And every purchase that you make on there supports a charity of your choice. Like this month's featured charity, It Gets Better Project, which supports LGBTQ.
Great.
That's amazing.
That's
amazing. You have no reason not to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
You don't even have to use the merchandise. Just buy the thing.
Yeah, just buy the thing. So if you want to completely saturate your RPG library, your electronic RPG library with Numenera, my goodness, now's the time. Of course, the coupon code Measure Z at the Monty Cook Games store also still works. Who are we waving at? We're gonna break the fourth wall. Darcy? Oh, sorry. I thought you were waving at Holly. I was like, don't talk to Holly. No one talks to her.
Talk to Holly.
Hi, Darcy. And that's it for our sponsors this week. And I'll have some more information to give throughout the show. Let's see what else is going on. Anybody else have any announcements that they want to make tonight? Anybody got anything going on?
Oh, maybe I shouldn't. I can't. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it publicly.
Not
Not talking about that. I'm talking about something for next week. That I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Okay, we'll revisit this next week.
I also have something I can't talk about publicly.
Okay, so that's...
Yeah.
No.
Me too.
Oh, pardon me while I play the grand piano. I'm Hector. I can't announce what I'm doing.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
fancy.
make one announcement.
What's that?
I'm excited.
Yay!
It just feels normal now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I can't do the game unless
Like
I
all
hear
the
it.
tension just.
You're like, oh, yeah, that's right. We're gaming tonight.
I'm also excited, but I can't announce it publicly.
Next week.
Yeah, next week.
You gotta
Maybe.
read
Let me
those
check. I gotta
contracts,
check.
Hector.
I know.
Why do you keep getting trapped in these things?
Keep getting dinged because I don't read the contracts.
All right. Well, we're gonna get some legal counsel for Hector. Then I think it's time for us to jump into tonight's episode of Callisto 6.
Has taken great pains to enforce the law on magboarding. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. Measure Z, the Trojan horse of corporate LA that was meant to solidify the corporation's hold on the city of Los Angeles, but instead, the impossible has happened. In a stunning and embarrassing defeat for the major corporate powers who once held the city in an iron grip, the citizens of the city have voted in favor of the measure. After retreating to their underwater base as results came in, the Callisto 6 staged a critical psychic restoration of a former foe, the assassin known as Oniko. While working together, the team managed to recover what remains of the woman lost inside the machine. Upon doing so, they discovered chilling revelations about the nature of their shadowy arch-nemesis, Fletcher Krause, the being pulling the strings of corporate LA. There is speculation that he is responsible for the power source that imbued the Callisto 6 with their abilities. Now, in a bold move, the team has allied with a former rival, Kylan Krause, to infiltrate and reinstall him as the CEO of corporate LA's largest company, Pyramid Star Solutions. But will the team be installing a friend, or have they given the devil back his throne? Join us in Los Angeles 2119 to find out. This has been your Callisto 6 recap. I'm Hakeem Sophia. Rest easy, Los Angeles.
You'll be fine then.
What I love about that recap is or have they given the devil back their throne? And Elise is over here going, yes, yes, you gave the devil back the throne.
Not only that, like the minute it started, I was like, "Are secret bases on the news?"
Oh
Like,
yeah, no. There's actually a scuba diver, teenage scuba divers right now taking selfies outside the window, and Sal's just
I
going,
was like, "Coffee."
I gotta say, that reporter is very, very good.
she's very good.
Incredibly good.
And here's the thing. When we wrote up that recap, just as a quick insider, I left it blank and I was like, hey, come up with a character name, Markia. Because I want to incorporate, because Markia is kind of like, she's part of our world now. So, yeah, so that's all her. So we'll be seeing more of Markia in the future.
Follow at Marquis McCarty.
Because you can't lose when you got Markia McCartney.
Yes.
Facts.
So there won't be any need for a recap. So this is a little weird for me, but as you all remember, the last where we left off, you guys were going out to buy Kylan Krause a new suit because the next day you're planning on staging a bit of a media event. And that is actually where we're going to be picking up today's game.
Can we stipulate that it was navy pinstripe? Thank you.
Navy pinstripe.
Yes.
It's probably going to frustrate Lacey to learn that Kylan Krause, despite whatever the heck he puts on, he's one of these jerks that seems to make it work. It just seems to work for him, no
does
matter
that look
what
like?
he wears.
What does it look like when it works?
Look
What does
in
it
the
look like?
mirror.
Oh, so it works when Luma helps figure out how to do your style.
Whatever
makes
you
sense.
want to call it.
Can we stop the love train, please? We're trying to role play. My God.
I didn't get to see
got
these
some
people
news
yesterday
for
on
you.
National Compliment Day.
All right, okay.
In universe.
Today's game starts with a rather shocking scene. Who was with Kylan? There was two of you were going with them, right? You and
And
who
I'm
else?
as Oniko.
And Oni. Wait, what's that? You were
As
thinking-
Oniko.
As Oniko, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and who else was going?
I think I was.
Was anybody?
You know,
Were we
Was
all
it just you two?
I thought we were. I thought it was the two of us going in the actual building
Yeah.
as Oniko and Kylan and
And Lacey?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have not figured out.
So
how yet.
then imagine this scene. The doors to the lobby of Pyramid Star Solutions open. There's media in here because Kylan, if you remember, has been reported missing. He's been out of the spotlight and completely vanished since before the Measure Z vote. The CEO, there was, if you remember, there was a press announcement in which Oniko was there with her personal assistant. This lobby is filled with people. Some of it's still open to the public, so some people are here like gazing at the some of the space memorabilia that you remember you can still find here. That because if you quick recap, Pyramid Star Solutions owns NASA now. So there's a lot of history in this lobby of space exploration from the early days to present day. The doors to Pyramid Star Solutions swing open. These huge monolithic glass doors that tower a good 20 feet up overhead. Incredibly, ridiculously huge and unnecessary. And they swing open, the tech used, of course, indoors, so it's effortless just to walk through. But almost like the throne room is being opened by its servants. And as the two of you enter flanking him, Kylan Krause in his new suit, without any fanfare note, like without any warning, strides very casually into the lobby of Pyramid Star Solutions. It takes all of about 10 seconds for the whispers to start, a couple of gasps, and then suddenly news cameras are turning, and there's a commotion. Now, if you were here, Anton, if you were witnessing this firsthand, you would totally pick up on the subtleties of a man who is in his element and enjoying every second of what's happening right now. Kylan Krause has taken center stage as everyone strides into this lobby area.
We've got eyes on the situation.
Is everyone observing it?
I picture us being on the street. What time of day is it?
It would be early.
morning?
I would say it's morning, like around 9:30, 10.
9:30, 10.
Pretending to be just.
We're on the street.
yeah.
I imagine the plan was when these two
Yeah.
will chaperone Kylan inside, and then to go forward with the mission, we're sort of the backup security, keeping tabs on everything outside in the street. And I'm making that observation you made about Kylan, and I'm just like, this guy's hamming it up. I can't believe this. So I'm seeing it through different sort of various security feeds, possibly, or just through what these two are seeing.
What's Cass feeling watching this take place?
I hate everything about this. I hate all these people.
He's
I've
good.
seen an asshole have fun before.
Well, we need this asshole to really sell it, and he is good. He makes that suit work.
Yeah.
He looks so good in that suit.
I know.
Stupid.
I know, it's stupid.
You just give the word when we stop trusting him.
Luma, Lacey, you good?
Yeah.
Just
Need to.
Is it? I'm fine.
You were, imagine a few moments, y'all get across this gorgeous marbled reflective floor, this expansive open way of this lobby, and it doesn't take long as the news cameras turn and you hear gasps and people the noise level begins to rise, the ambience in the room begins to get louder and louder, and people start flocking towards you all. Especially, Mr. Krause! You see a couple of reporters, a couple of news cameras, everybody just flooding over to the area, and it doesn't take long before you guys are starting to get sort of crescent surrounded. There's flashes going off as people are taking pictures, and Kylan is totally keeping his calm. Hello, yes. Thank you, yes. No, I'm sorry, no statements for right now. There will be statements later. It's greatly exaggerated. I'm perfectly fine. It was important for me to get some time off and to consider my position on Measure Z. And ultimately, I think I can say with confidence that I think the city of Los Angeles made the right decision. Anyway, I'll be making a formal statement in the future, and I'll let you all know. Thank you very much. No, please, thank you. And starts filtering through. A few of the security guards, like you see somebody at the front desk is just watching him in shock walk by. And
I try to keep pace so that I'm always next to him and never behind him.
it's always apparent that the crowd that's swarming around him, they're treating him like a celebrity. The employees, however, seem to be very aware of you, and nobody approaches him. There is at one point where the crowd begins to try to get between you, Kylan, and Lacey. It looks like Lacey is either getting looked over or they just don't acknowledge them as somebody who's important because they don't know who the hell they are.
Anytime anyone gets close, I will put my hand and shove them away.
Okay, it happens a few times where you have
I
to
do
like
it every
forcefully,
time.
Lacey, if you can, it is a swarm of people, and a lot of yeah.
It's Comic-Con.
But we love you guys. It's different. It's different. So as you all manage to, it takes you a few moments, and every now and then you have to go back and rescue Lacey. And at one point, Kylan actually stops and says, "Please, let my companions through. Thank you." And eventually, you all get into the large executive glass elevator, and Kylan flashes his badge, and nothing happens as the elevator door closes, and he goes. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But, Lacey?
Okay.
Elevator.
What am I rolling?
Well, you're gonna have to hack the security on the elevator to get to the executive office.
Cool.
So,
Great.
It's not coding.
Nope, it's hacking.
Sweet Baby is on your person.
Cool. And I can use my wrist computer for this. Yes.
You can use your what?
Sometime my computer.
Yes, that's correct. This is actually a simple handshake between your brain, your assets, and the security clearance for the.
I don't handshake with my brain.
You don't?
No.
Oh man, I've got this totally backwards. I literally pictured Lacey's brain with boxing gloves on, just like.
Is that what you think a handshake is?
Oh, is that not how it works?
That's a cast shake.
I mean, okay, fair.
You see Kylan getting a little nervous because obviously the elevator doors are going to open back up if the elevator doesn't activate. So go ahead and make a roll.
Just press the door close button over and over again.
It's 2119. Those things still don't do anything.
Yeah, they're still just like, I'm sorry. What? No. Yes.
What's
yes.
the
No.
difficulty of the roll?
I'm not sure it's even worth making it. The difficulty is 7.
That
You
I
required
will
an effort spend. Yeah.
expend 1 level of effort.
Okay.
Buttons don't do anything?
You all watch as Lacey stares at the elevator, and you see again that greenish glow in the pupil of their eyes, and the elevator begins to light up. You find the software that you can talk to. You find all of the algorithms inside. You find the security clearance. It's surprisingly not sophisticated, and bling! You guys start going up. It looks like a basic key card security clearance. It's like trying to get into the penthouse suite of like a hotel room. It's like swiping your card in front of the hotel. Basically the same level of security. And you guys start going up. He notices your face scrunching up and he says, "Did the elevator taste bad?"
What kind of casuals are in your security department?
Oh, the elevator?
Yeah.
We had an army of security personnel at our disposal. We didn't need to worry about locked doors.
Oh, honey.
Try not to smile.
Well, we didn't before you all came along. We didn't.
Don't tell him.
He just kind of turns around and starts looking out the elevator window, and you can see it's a sunny day in Los Angeles as you guys start going up to the 30th, 40th floor, 50th floor. Continues.
I have the girl from Ipanema in my head.
Kylan kind of shifts uncomfortably in the elevator the way somebody does when they're next to two best friends and they're the third wheel. They're just kind of like fifth wheel, but you get what I mean.
Nice little saxophone solo
It's a tricycle.
starts.
Pretty good.
Pacing around outside because Lacey and Luma are alone with this guy who's casually using their first names, and it's just I hate everything about it, and I'm just punching small holes in the cement.
Yeah. So you guys are just outside, like just sitting there on the curb, just watching through your tech. That's fine if you are. There's no. So just to give you guys a painting of what outside looks with the four of you. Corporate LA has been opened up to the public. So it is very crowded in downtown corporate LA right now.
It's good for us, though.
The toll roads, everything has been temporarily suspended, pending the permanent suspension of the toll roads. And you also notice that there are no corporate security guards on full display here anymore.
What have they got on that dais where the statue was?
What they've got on that is this holographic banner going around it, telling people to please stay away, as it looks like it's been destroyed. It looks like something very powerful ripped it right out of its base, and it looks like maybe a lightning bolt hit it or something. It's hard to say, but it is a ruin of what used to be there.
What a shame.
There are security guards in the buildings, however. You do notice the very familiar look of corporate security in both Traeger, Cassium, and Nystral. Like every time you walk past the lobby doors, you guys can spot them inside the lobby where they're allowed for now.
Which is why Oya, Lindy, Cass, and Anton are outside having some coffee near some sort of a coffee shop, near some tables outside on a little patio, with that sort of like Captain America, Civil War, secret identity thing of like glass, like hat and glasses.
So it's not Tony Stark eating a donut on top of the...
It's the secret identity where we just have like, you know.
Oya's wearing this hat.
Yeah,
her
it's
head,
like-
and she's wearing this hoodie.
Okay. Cool.
Came prepared.
We look a little bit
Cash.
different. Yeah, Cash, secret identity. That's right. Fake mustache.
When you reach the top floor,
That's
you
me.
are one of the tallest buildings that's ever been constructed on the west coast of the United States. You can see clear out to the Pacific Ocean and that glittering path of sunlight that goes from the horizon all the way to Raft City.
Hell of a building.
Again, the landscape of Los Angeles looking very different 100 years from now. You can even see on a clear day such as this, especially with the new environmental zoning in effect, you can see clear into some of the old Santa Monica area. So every now and then a couple of buildings peeking up out of the water just 300 or 400 feet off the coast.
Hell of a view.
Yeah. And the glass elevator door opens to that expansive corporate office that used to belong to Kylan Krause and is now once again his, with the walls of windows, a center area that kind of goes into a decline where there is just a ring of very comfortable sofas and video feeds all over the walls and ceiling, stock reports, everything coming in, news is on, the very large glass corporate desk at the end that overlooks the city. This office is
Overstimulating.
it looks like it could be a convention hall. It's huge. And walking into the room, you all see you're not alone. In fact, Kylan looks a little off guard as you all step into the room and he goes, aha! And in front of you, over by the desk, you see a few other people standing standing right next to his desk. You see
Is he checking his notes?
New people.
a woman in a power suit. She looks like she's probably in her late 60s. Holds herself upright with a very relaxed but powerful demeanor. She looks like she has nothing to prove. She is the type of person that is clearly aware that she is one of the most powerful people in the room. Has no need to exert that upon anybody. She just stands there kind of calmly. Next to her is a gentleman who stands at probably at about, comes up to about her shoulders. He's about 5'5". He looks, from the look of him, he's dressed in a very fine suit. You can see very obvious tech on the side of his neck. It looks quite advanced. You also notice that his left hand is cybernetic. And it is high, I would say high grade cybernetics, Lacey. So we're talking like full articulation, sculpted metal. So it almost looks very, very similar to like Winter Soldier style. So it's very, very joint heavy. You can see all of the different like bands of articulation going around it. And it is quite glossy. He doesn't look like he's trying to hide it or pass it off as synthetic.
Age?
What's that?
Age?
He's probably about in his mid-50s, African American. He has a single. Looks like he has a single, like a strip of hair, just going straight back from like the front to the back, almost Mr. T style. Like,
Wow.
Looks. You do see a few tattoos also on the side of his head. The way he stands there, kind of dignified. He looks like somebody who has a very critical eye. He immediately regards all of you as you're walking in the room. He seems like a gentleman who is constantly in the process of analyzing. It's very Lacey-like, the way he's looking at everybody. Like he's computing. There's no judgment. He's just kind of like, observing, computing, breaking down, categorizing, understanding what's happening in front of him. And next to the two of them is a woman probably in about her late 40s. She looks Latino, and she is dressed actually a little more she has a blouse on, the pants, and very, very slick, glossy black shoes. She looks like she has mastered, you can tell just from looking at her and her look, she looks like everything about her reads public relations. Everything about her. She has a casual, powerful look to her. She's approachable, and of the other people standing in front of this desk, seems to be the friendliest looking. Her hair is very, very articulately, just like a curl off to the side, very reminiscent of like 50s, rat fink, as you might think, like that great style of like the 50s pin-up sort of hairstyle. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Victory roll.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. I was trying to find it. But she has a very distinct style, and it's very interesting. She's standing there with her hands folded behind her back, and she is the only one that seems to react without surprise when Kylan walks in the room, either because she's just that good or she's just that friendly. But she gives a smirk and says, "You're alive." And Kylan just goes, "So are you. So are all of you."
We're getting this live feed outside?
Yes, I can tell you, you identify one of them.
I have to know who's one of them.
I would say, you know what, let's make one of them I'm going to give you for no problem. I would say this is an intellect check. Do you have any, like, what kind of skills do you have that might help you here?
Let's take a look.
It's not going to be difficult for you.
I have a skill in history. So
I would totally.
If there's some big players,
yes, I would say
I'm trained in that. So.
I'm gonna say that with your background, your character background, and that history, I'll let you make a roll. So the difficulty of this is 3.
Okay, so then with my training.
I'm sorry, make that a 2.
Okay.
Make that a 2.
So then with my training, does that do anything or no?
Takes it to a 1.
You have a training in history? Yes, that'll drop it to a 1.
Okay.
So you need 3 or better.
Natural
20.
Yeah.
He recognizes you get your baseball cards out. You're like, this guy was at this for
The
this
first
long.
woman.
Guys, this is bad. This is very bad. Whoa, no.
Do you have them on trading cards?
Yes. I got my corporate trading card set right here. Everybody in 2119 has it.
If this is a Harry Potter movie, it'd be like you walking in the door and being like, "Oh yeah, that's a Death Eater. That's a Death Eater." It's kind of so.
Nicholas Flamel. Everybody has this one. Who cares?
Oh, sidebar. Why isn't there a Harry Potter RPG? There are great fan builds out there. Amazing. But
yeah.
damn it. Anyway.
Who would own the rights to that? Warner Brothers? Come on.
No, I think that's
No.
that straight has to come from Rob.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
All right, let's tweet at her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the woman that you've identified.
Yes.
Her name is Dr. Lauren Rand, and she is the CEO of Cassium.
Which one is that woman?
She is the woman in her 60s that looks very comfortable and very, just very at ease with her surroundings.
Dr. Lauren Wren.
Lauren.
R-A-N-N.
Lauren Rand?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
She was your CEO.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
She was the CEO.
Definitely.
The next gentleman, the African American with the rad haircut and the tattoos, the gentleman with the cybernetic arm, he is Darius Perth, and he is the CEO of Traeger.
Jesus.
Perth?
Perth, P-E-R-T-H. His machines have tried to kill you guys twice. And now they're in your storage.
Can you spell Darius?
What's that?
Darius or Darius?
Darius, D-A-R-I-S.
Oh, okay.
Darius Perth.
We all guessed wrong.
Yep.
I guessed right.
Nice.
I
I
should have
you with
spelling bee.
I almost did.
20
Cheated.
experience
You
points.
precogitated into the future to see this spelling.
It's true.
cheating.
I only do it for spelling.
It's one of my favorite games within this game. Is
I know.
See who,
It's a mini
The
game.
spelling?
to get the spelling right.
Yeah.
It's easier than Star Trek was.
It was never me. Yeah.
The last woman in the room, no, it's no wonder that she looks like she's public relations. This is the CEO of Nystral,
Shit.
and her name is Gabriella Alanese.
Alanese.
Obviously.
I'm not sure about this.
Pencils down. I took a guess.
Yeah.
We'll see what we get.
I guess.
We're either right or we're wrong. No big deal.
I feel like
I'm just gonna
you two are
wait.
rolling
Definitely
with advantage on that one.
I don't know. I don't recognize that name.
No?
I'm ready to write it down.
Okay. It's
Spell it.
A-L-A-N-I-Z.
Oh, I was way.
I was
yeah, I was
really
wrong.
close.
A-L-A-N-I.
I added like 10 extra letters.
And an accent or just
I-Z, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Underneath,
was only
yeah.
one letter off. I put an S.
same. And then I looked down and I went, Alanis.
Yeah, me too.
One of my favorite musicians.
I put an accent over the I.
I figured it would
I don't
probably
know if there's
be
one there. Who cares?
Okay.
Pretty.
Let me see.
In the words of Monty Python, get on with it.
Everyone
So
has one L or two. I know that doesn't matter, but
I assume probably.
there's a moment. There's the moment of like an awkward beat of silence as all of the three of you enter the room.
who are these clowns?
You know they're clones. Of course they're clones, right?
Not-
Oh, I meant to say clowns, but oh my God, what if they're all clones? What if they're all
not
clones?
Clones. They're the CEOs of all the major corporations.
How can they not be clones? He said that Fletcher or whatever controls all of this stuff.
Well, I don't know if they have duplicates. They might have duplicates. I don't know. But as far as we know, these are the CEOs of Cassium, Traeger, and Nystro.
Oh, Jesus.
There's really no. Do you guys want to? If you guys want to get a read of the room, let me know. But otherwise, they're very hard to. As CEOs, they're very hard to get an insight.
I mean,
on.
I'll try.
I mean, that's kind of what you're good at, isn't it?
This is what I'm good at. As long as they don't try to lie to
long
me,
as they don't
then
lie to
I
you.
kind of get iffy.
Okay, I'm gonna say go ahead and make a roll. This is gonna be an intellect check.
Yeah, but they're not talking yet.
But the beat of silence and the reaction to Kylan walking in the room, especially with y'all, has definitely caused a reaction. So go ahead and make a roll. It's an intellect check. If you have anything like insight,
I
or
have
sense
discerning
motivation.
dispositions and pleasant.
Discerning disposition is to the T what you would need to roll.
Yes.
So the difficulty for this is 3.
3. Okay, down to 2. Would pleasant social interactions
No.
count? No.
No,
Okay.
but hang on, bookmark that because you might need to use that here pretty soon.
It only cost you one.
Yeah. I'll bump this.
Okay.
So down to 1.
Okay. You need 3 or better.
And I rolled a nat 1.
GM
First roll of the
intrusion.
game.
Well,
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Gina. Gina's rolling tonight.
Oniko just says, "Hey!" I mean,
You
No.
trip and
Don't joke with me.
no.
What happened?
What?
Tell me what I do, because I don't want to say what I do.
you blurt out, "Who are they?"
I talk?
Oh, crap.
I'm that dumb?
Gina.
You.
Abort.
Wait, is that the GM intrusion?
That's the GM intrusion.
I-
It's a knee-jerk reaction when you see these people in the room and you hear that exchange. You forget to activate your sub-vocal. Your instant knee-jerk is like, "Are we in trouble?" And it's just one of those glitch moments, Luma.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting really good at being a shape changer.
but wait.
You're getting really good at deceiving.
Here's how we're gonna know if we're screwed or not. Does Luma react after she says that like this, or does she go, "Who are they?"
I'm gonna leave that to Gina.
And
The
keeps it
GM
cool.
intrusion is the slip, and afterwards, I'm leaving that to you.
our tables keep getting crazy.
Okay.
I look up
Who
inquisitively.
do I say it to?
To
Kylan?
Kylan. You kind of leaned in and said it to Kylan, and then a surge.
I will say I get the spine stiffen. I won't. I don't think that she would reveal face, but you could probably see body language of fear. Like
Okay.
or at least you would definitely notice hesitation. Whether they understood that hesitation because of them or because I just spoke.
They all turn and look at you. Kylan.
Abort.
there's another beat of silence.
I'll look back at them and sign. What are you looking at?
Okay.
Recovery.
You see Mr. Perth he glances over at his colleagues and then back at you again.
As best death glare as I can.
So just stone cold faces staring at him. Then their eyes fall down to Lacey. And the silence begins to stretch.
Can
and
I read
you
the room?
What's that?
Can I read the room?
Yeah, go ahead and make a try.
Okay.
A tech read.
Difficulty
Well,
three?
yes. I'm not reading people, you know.
Are you
That'd be
you're doing a tech
nonsense.
read?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a check. Well, you don't really need to though. It's a difficulty 3. Are you just trying to get a sense of what tech is in the room?
Yeah, tech, security, any ingoing, outgoing.
Okay, lots of chatter. For machines talking to each other, lots of software running in this room. You definitely detect that Darius has software running on him as well. It's probably linked into his biofunction somewhere. You know that just as you guys are connected to your teammates sitting outside, they seem to be connected to somebody as well, or at least are connected to the internet, or they're connected to communications. They too have sort of, you can tell, Lacey, that each one of them has the contacts.
Oh.
So they're all connected.
Yeah, it's kind of a high-pitched whine.
And so they're all teched up pretty well. Another beat passes, and then Gabriella speaks up and says, "What are you doing here, Kylan?" And Kylan just says, "Well, not much of a CEO if I'm not at my desk." And Dara says, "I don't think you understand your situation, Mr. Krause. You've been voted off the island, as they say."
Who says that?
Yes, who says that? Everyone looks at him. And at that moment, as a beat passes, at that moment, Dr. Rand steps forward and says, "Fletcher wants you dead, Kylan. What's your play?" And Kylan says, "I would think it's obvious. Are you going to kill me now that I've returned? Now that the news cameras have seen me walk right back into the lobby of my corporation? See, I hear a lot of you say the name Fletcher over and over again, and now you bring it up again. But it's time to accept a new reality. An arrogant gamble was made and it didn't pay off. And now there's a new Los Angeles in front of us. So it's time to start thinking about a world without Fletcher." And he begins to move towards his desk, and you see the demeanor on Gabriella begin to fall a little bit. And as he begins to move towards his desk, Dr. Wren says, "Who are they?" And Kylan pauses and says, "They're who you think they are." And he moves back over and stands next to the desk.
I'm throwing a tantrum in your head right now.
I can hear it. As I'm just sort of being here, I would like to casually and as unintrusively as possible start following that tunnel out, because they have an outgoing just like we do. I want to know where it goes.
Okay. Ooh. So slipping into that, you're gonna lose a little bit of your awareness while you're in the room. Is that all right?
I might not pick up all the social cues.
Yeah. Another day being lazy. So go ahead and make a roll. This is not going to be difficult for you. It's going to be to follow.
What kind of?
So are you just trying to find out where they're connected to, or are you going to go all the way to the end of the road? Because the difficulty goes up. How dig you want to deep? Dig you want to? Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
I did that.
Good. Gotcha.
How dig do you want to deep?
Yeah.
Good band name.
Can I do this stepwise?
Crew's laughing. It was funny. Okay.
See what I can figure out on a superficial, and then if
Yes.
I want more.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
So
let's
go ahead.
do
So the
initiative.
difficulty.
And what kind of check is it?
This is going to be challenging, so I'm going to set the difficulty at 5.
Okay.
And
As a hack check?
it would be a hack check, and you're trying not to get caught. So I'm actually going to raise the difficulty to 6.
Okay.
So you need an 18 or better.
Okay. So I will not be using my computer as an asset because I'm trying to be unobtrusive, so I can't be like.
Right.
So I don't get that. So I'll expend a level of effort, which brings the difficulty 6 check down by 6.
So quick question for you, Lacey.
Yeah.
Who are you using? Which one of them are you going to target for this?
Trigger.
You got to pick a what's that?
Perth.
Traeger?
There's
Okay.
Perth.
Because
All right.
he's like the brightest tech
Okay.
light here.
Yes.
All the most signal.
Yes.
I should have followed my strong. Signal.
So you immediately connect. Squinting your eyes, you begin to listen closer to the conversations that are happening between the machines, and you manage to cause the din of noise to fall away. All the chatter of yeses and nos and affirmatives and denials, all coming around you from all the software that's in play, this ballet of tech that's surrounding you right now. And it begins to get quieter and muted, and you begin to hear a very single channel coming from, that single channel coming out of the Traeger CEO. Darius is watching, he's almost got his back turned to you, and he's staring very intently at Kylan, who's resumed his place behind the desk. He is, you begin to, as you're following the strands, you begin to sense that he is connected online right now. He is connected to a secretary back at Traeger, and he is also connected to what seems to be his personal database, like a file lab, so to speak. It's like, think of it like his cell phone, basically. He has his connection currently to a remote data center that seems to function for the CEO of Traeger. You don't sense a presence or anything, because I'm sure that's kind of what you're also keeping an eye out for. You sense it is just, it definitely feels like somebody who has a lot of advanced tech, and he's connected to his businesses and his associates. And that is one last thing I will say. He is connected to the rest of the people in this room, much the same way you guys are connected to each other. So it's possible they're having conversations as well. Which, yes, you could listen in on if you want to make that roll in just a moment. Kylan assumes his place behind the desk, and he just says,
Sub-vocal?
Yeah, I just think it to you.
There's, okay.
We were born to be puppets. But think of what we could be now that we've been liberated. Think of what we could do now that we don't have to answer to Fletcher. And you see Gabriella, she says, you make it sound like he's a parent who has the keys to the house. You know that's not how it works. Fletcher doesn't let you go. He's a part of all of us, whether we like it or not. He is imprinted on us, and he has expectations. And you have a kill order on your head. So perhaps we should instead start talking about how it is you think you're going to live to the end of the week. It won't even have anything to do with us. We'll simply sit back and watch your body be found on the news. What's your play, Kylan? Kylan says, my body is found on the news. It will start a chain of events that will bring you all crumbling to the ground.
I think Taluma like that we have outgoing video of this.
We're recording, right? Are we recording of this?
I mean, if I'm connected to you guys,
Yeah.
yeah, I got my back blaze up and go.
Sponsors, Backblaze. Kylan folds his arms and says, this doesn't take a lot of strategy to see 5 moves ahead. Everything has changed. The entire city is now watching. He presses a button and you see the TV screens all come up to news reports. 7 channels are currently airing footage of you guys walking through the doors of Pyramid Star Solutions and people, talking heads going crazy, like, where's he been? Like, everyone going off, and Kylan just smiles and looks at it and says, the one thing Fletcher requires in order to do what it is it does is secrecy. Well, the game has changed. Secrecy is no longer an option for him. And he cannot use us the way he used to. And so I'm going to make a proposal to all of you. We can become our own independent corporations and chart our own course. Because what power does Fletcher have without corporate LA? Honestly, ask yourselves this. Aside from the chains of your genetics, Darius, for as long as I've known you, have you enjoyed being told what to do? And you see Darius is obviously feeling a little singled out, just kind of stares at him and says, No one moves against Fletcher. No one moves against Fletcher alone, but the rest of us banding together and becoming our own entity. Well, that's something entirely different. The other option, of course, is that you kill me or remove me and have me disappear. You'll discover quickly that Oniko's not going to be very sympathetic and she has no intention of taking over. And whoever puppet you install, I'm sure it'll be interesting, but you'll have other problems. The fact that people are beginning to find out. People are starting to learn the truth. And of course, there was the explosion at the train station. The last of the energy source that we had reserved is gone. And at that moment, you hear the Dr. Lauren Rand say, "No, it isn't. There's plenty more."
Yep.
Kylan looks at her for a second. You definitely get the sense from knowing Kylan that you've only seen Kylan caught off guard once before.
Yeah.
This one he manages to cover very quickly and says, "Huh." You're referring to the moon.
Knew there was something up with the moon.
Well, that is... Yes, that's true, but how do you plan on drilling that from the moon without raising a little bit of suspicion, and of course without me? It's absurd to think that you can... It's absurd to think that even with your help, Darius, that you can all transport equipment up, drill the moon for some magical rock that's going to give everyone powers, and think that you can do this without notice. And Gabriella speaks up and says, "With all due respect, Mr. Krause, I'm quite good at doing things without people noticing. My company specializes in communications, as you recall, and I decide what people know and what they don't know." And Kylan says, "That may have been true before. It's not anymore, though. There are people who have the ability to expose what you do with but a thought."
I'm getting kind of worried that that Luma and Lacey are in that room with them.
Yeah, I have destroyed a coffee cup, like, during the course of this last part of the conversation.
Like a paper cup or like a metal cup?
Unfortunately, one of the cups that this cafe served us in.
Lacey attempts Luma-style camouflage, but does not have that ability, and so just stares at the floor very hard.
I unconsciously am just very slowly moving more in front of Lacey.
Okay.
Just in case.
There's a moment of silence, and then finally Darius says, "There's no point in moving against Fletcher if we don't all agree that we should do so. There has to be a unanimous decision." And then he looks at everyone else, and Gabriella kind of scoffs and says, "Are you serious?" And Dr. Rand says, "I'd like to hear your logic behind that proposal." And Darius says, "Mr. Krause is correct. We were the backbone of Fletcher's entire operation. It's crumbled under Measure Z. There is no way forward that does not inevitably leave us exposed. Our position now should be to contain the problem, solidify our power base, and become our own separate entities and not worry about Fletcher Krause anymore."
What does it mean to contain a problem, Luma?
More bullshit.
Gabriella just says, "The problem I have with this is we still don't fully understand what Fletcher is or what it is capable of. And that concerns me. I'm not sure I can vote in favor of this." And Dr. Rand says, "I concur. I'm going to need more to go on than just a variable. I need some kind of assurance that should we decide to do this, Mr. Krause, that we can do this with confidence we will live to see the end of the day."
Don't make any bets.
Kylan says, "I have learned that if we do not do something like this, The law isn't what we're going to have to worry about. It's them. And he points at the two of you.
Okay.
Luma, he says,
Yeah, we're just upset watching.
your mask is probably sufficient. They know. They all know.
Let me know when I get to make that sub-vocals roll, by the way.
Okay, go ahead. You can do it now.
Oh, lovely. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty to pick up their sub. It's same. So I'm going to set it at intimidating. So I'll set it at 6.
Okay.
I'll set it at 6.
Spend a level of effort.
Okay, bam, you spend a level of effort. Yes, you hear their... So apparently, they've been having conversations about you. They absolutely bought that was Oniko. And even when she spoke, there was confusion because they don't know... They've heard the name Luma.
Why would you assume that this person who looks like Onika, that Occam?
You get that they've heard the name Luma before, just from file, but they don't have an image of Luma on file. But they are aware there is a shapeshifter in the midst of all of this, but they don't know who that shapeshifter is.
Mind, I'm gonna kill him myself. I'm gonna
Don't
kill
shape,
myself.
don't
I'm gonna
shape,
kill
don't
myself.
shape,
You
don't
bet your
shape.
ass I'm not dropping shit.
Why does he always try to make you
Can
do
I go
that?
up the side of the building? Is it, like, let's pull them out.
However,
Don't say a word.
you were made moments after she spoke because they recognized you, Lacey. You don't know how it is, but they seem to know exactly that you were in the room. You also get
They also didn't know which one was the shapeshifter. Thanks, fuckface.
pinging back and forth from everybody in the room. You get alarm. The anxiety levels of these CEOs skyrocketed when you came into the room, Lacey. And the chatter got pretty loud. So you hear them right now. They've actually gotten kind of quiet, like they're all considering what's actually being said. And they also seem rather indifferent to the two of you. Except for when he points you both out, you hear Darius say, he's right.
I would have assumed I was made anyway when I talked, so I want to step forward and give as menacing a smile smirk as I can.
Gabriella,
A confidence smirk.
do you have an intimidation roll? Well, here's what I'll do.
Friendly encounter.
Here's what I'm gonna do. You are currently shapeshifted into Oniko.
Yeah.
I will give you that as an asset.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
real.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's real.
So if you want to make a roll, the difficulty here is 3, and you can drop it down to 2.
Okay.
6 or better.
I was gonna say this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the correct one.
That's the correct. Okay. I'm gonna use understanding in this because I've observed Oniko before. So the next time I interact, the difficulty is dropped.
Okay.
It's then 2 intellect points.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause you've
so then
used
it's a
that
1 again. I'm gonna use
The odds of that are very small.
this dice.
Use your okie dokie dice.
Use my okie dokie dice. Okie dokie, buddy. We gonna go on a date. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Take it somewhere nice.
I did.
Okay. So 2 things are in play. Not only are you shapeshifted into Oniko and you're doing a hell of a job, but she's become aware that you're a shapeshifter and that you look exactly like Oniko, and that unnerves her. So as you smile, you see Gabriella just kind of take a step back. Darius, too, kind of side-eyes you. Dr. Rand does quirk an eyebrow, but to her credit, it looks like it probably had an effect on her, too, but to her credit, she actually does not move. And Kylan just says, there's no need to be enemies. There's opportunity here.
I'm flipping off the air.
And Kylan...
We're just like calming Cast.
And he says, and keep in mind, Fletcher was using all of us to get what he wants. If we have our own agenda, consider it. Imagine, you, Dr. Rand, imagine you in charge of Cassium. It's your company. You're not just the face of a company. You're a doctor, a geneticist. You should be running this company. And you, Darius. How long did you serve in the military? How long have you been doing what you've been doing? You weren't interested in making machines of war. Don't act like you were. You were good at it. But the truth is you just wanted to make machines. And Gabriella, imagine what it might feel like going to a dinner with the president without having to worry about whether or not you're going to wake up one night with some kind of order to blow yourself up in the White House. Who knows what Fletcher would try to do if we decided to obey him. And it's true, we have that disposition, but it's not programmed in. As we all know, we're just simply imprinted. Each one of us is a piece of Fletcher. Each one of us. We, in truth, are Fletcher Krause. Let the thing that has been masquerading as our mastermind know that it's lost. The city belongs to the people again. You see Darius go, don't dare try to pass yourself off as altruistic. Your friends here may not know you very well, Kylan, but each one of us knows the masterful liar that you are.
Did he just use the word friend?
I know.
Roll for nausea.
That's like mayo gumbo levels of gross.
And you see Dr. Lauren, she just says, she looks at her colleagues, and you can hear Darius says, we should consider it. He's an ass, but we should consider it.
I can't believe I'm about to say this.
At least they understand.
I think we made a good call having Kylan do this. He said what might be the best possible thing for him to say. Everything that I've studied about corporate Los Angeles, everything that I've studied about the CEOs, what he just offered to them, it might be too titillating for them to ignore. Okay, calm down. He offered them an opportunity to gain something. Power. Or it was maybe the worst possible thing we could have done.
Well, which is it?
I don't know.
My only fear is now we have too many players on the field, and they're all gonna want more. They're all gonna want more power.
Yay! Corporate LA.
I can always just have you punch stuff if it goes, bad.
And take her cup away, the third cup that we've given her.
This is one
Cass
of those
just lets
aluminum
it go.
thermoses.
Yeah.
You just slowly take it away.
Give her a stress ball.
Dr. Rand just looks at him and says, we can't be expected to make this decision here and now. You're literally asking us to go against our maker. And we do not know what implications that carries, Kylan. Kylan says, I think you do. The difference is right now, we actually have a chance. A real chance. Imagine what it would be like to actually have a life.
I think I want to help them. I'm going to throw up.
Okay.
Well, I want to know are they clones like Oniko or clones like Kylan?
What does imprinting mean?
I think that's what happened to Kylan. He's a clone of Fletcher, but he was imprinted with Fletcher, even though I don't know, something like that.
Either way, they're people. They're power-hungry people. So whatever it was that Kylan just said to them, again, might have been the best possible pitch.
Would it unimprint them if they decide to go against that, though?
I don't know.
A few moments pass after Dr. Rand says this, and Gabriella just says, I can't believe we're even talking about this. If the other Oniko was here, we would all be dead. And Kylan says, that's what's changed. No enforcer. We were the faces for Fletcher. We were the economic power. We were the arms of Fletcher. What is he without us?
When she mentioned Oniko, all of those TVs
Fluctuate?
Yeah.
Okay, that actually causes them to sort of look around as the ceiling goes dark. It goes. Everyone except for Darius just kind of looking around, but Darius, he just kind of nods and slowly glances over at you, and then Gabriella just goes.
That was
Well,
awesome.
I think on that note, it was time for us to leave. And she walks
Wait,
past all of
anyway.
you.
Give him
She looks rattled by that as she walks past all of you. Just the sounds of her shoes on the hard floor as she moves toward the elevator. Dr. Rand just looks at Kylan and says, "You're playing a very, very dangerous hand right now, Kylan. But you also might be right. We will confer, and we will get back to you. But I agree that if we do this, we have to do it as one."
Confer. They're gonna take time to confer so that Fletcher can
Good
kill
day.
them all and replace them.
She pivots and walks, and there's a beat where Darius just kind of... I can't miss my chance for dramatic exit as well. And as he turns, he pauses next to you, Lacey, as he's walking away, and he just goes, "I'm a fan."
I like the multiple articulations.
He stops and says, "Thank you. It's my hope that this can become available to the public at an inexpensive price someday. You don't have to sell them on it, Darius." And he looks back at Kylan and just says, "There's no crime in loving what you do." And he moves towards the elevator. And as he steps inside, Kylan goes, "Dr. Rand is going to be a problem. She's the only one that doesn't believe me. She's going to sell us out. We might have to kill her."
I'm pretty sure she was the one saying that you were right.
That's how I know that she's lying. The other two seemed insecure about the idea. That's the right reaction. What I'm offering is terrifying. She was a little too okay with the concept.
Of power? That seems about right.
Maybe with power, I think it's something more to do with defying Fletcher. She is the oldest among us. She has been loyal to him for a very long time. She's approaching her age of replacement, however. Clones usually only last about 60 years or so.
Oh my
before
god, they're
replaced.
all clones.
They're all clones. That's what I said. It's not just a crazy conspiracy theory. I actually makes sense sometimes.
Dead right.
Sipping my cafecito.
I did not see that coming.
Fletcher, or rather Kylan, he slides into his chair behind his desk and just doesn't look quite as comfortable as he probably thought he was going to as he slides into the leather and just goes, "I know that cold-blooded murder is not something I would ever, should ever ask any of you to do. So
It's not happening.
What?
instead, this is what I can tell you. She is going to make a play on my life. I just hope you're available when it happens."
Sounds like she's making two plays.
It's possible, yes.
She was the one who sounded really confident about the additional close to 6 energy source. She presumably knows the constraints of lunar mining as well as anyone, but she seemed like she was okay with it.
I was going to break that to you. Let me show you. Oh, Lacey, would you mind restoring my access?
What kind of roll is that?
For this is a difficulty 8 check.
Okay.
As you're hacking into you're basically reactivating Kylan's CEO clearances here at Pyramid Star.
He's gonna have to put her on the payroll as IT.
Them on
Them,
the payroll,
yeah.
yes.
Them. Sorry.
But yeah, not a bad observation to make. All right, so go ahead and make a roll. It's difficulty 8. You can totally use hacking, and you can break out your assets now because you're not trying to mask anything.
Check in the mail.
Okay.
Checks in the mail.
So that's base 5 plus my second asset from Iris Computer gets it to 6 plus expending, let's say, 2 levels of effort.
Okay. What's your intellect pull at now?
It's a 22. I have 3 edge, so I
Oh, you've been
spamming
economizing?
that.
Holy cow.
Smart.
What?
Dude, yeah. When
I
you
just
honestly,
put all of it into one. Lacey, I don't know if y'all know this. They're just a little bit min-maxed.
when it comes to look, put Lacey in a jungle, they're in a lot of trouble. Put
Yeah.
Lacey in a city with tech, Bing.
So bad someday. It's gonna go.
Not if we can help it.
Sam knows they're sitting on a time bomb with me. Enjoy all of these rolls, Sam. Enjoy
I
them.
look forward to the day that you destroy me, Eric.
So, Lacey, again, that glossy look over their eyes as the green glow begins to take place, and you see Kylan's desk just light up as you restore full security clearance to it.
I want to put kitty access on there. I want to put parental controls.
Oh, okay. You see he puts his hands on the desk and gets identified and immediately sees the lockout and goes, but you know what? I accept that. That's completely fair.
Log in.
He says, unfortunately, I can't. Here's the file. You'll have to look for it. And he shows you this long 32 character file name.
Okay.
And says, bring that up if you could, please.
Do I need a roll?
You bring it up. It is the moon base. Last time you saw this was
At the
the
dinner.
night you were all at the dinner. The night you were all imbued with your powers. It seems like a lifetime ago.
I can't even remember that.
But you
Wait, I got
see the blueprints come up, and Kylan says, "You're not going to see the information here. It's going to be kept in a higher access file. But I can tell you everything I know about the power source."
Luma, you start getting a bunch of visual flashbacks of that time 2 years ago when Lacey stayed up all night to watch the actual opening of the lunar base.
Kylan says, "Is everyone watching?
It's a good sleepover.
This is very important."
Oh, we're here. We're watching.
Yes.
You see him just
Tell
kind
him
of
I said
flinch a
fuck
little
you.
bit and says,
I want to put that on one of the
"What'd you say?"
I said, tell him I said fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah. Message from Cass.
It's
Right.
just a pixelated middle finger.
So he just goes, What we know about the power source, what I have been made privy to, is that the energy source that was named Callisto 6 was discovered under Los Angeles and has been here since the formation of the planet. That's why we uncovered fragments of its energy source on the moon. If you know anything about your Earth's history and how the moon was formed,
Duh.
well, then deposits of this energy source have been searched for all over the world, and it was only discovered just off the coast of Southern California. Before my time, and I want to emphasize that, before my time, there was an effort to extract the energy source, and I don't know the full details, but as I'm sure you may have guessed, the extraction is actually the triggering event for what has now become known as C-Day.
Yeah, we know.
Apparently, this power source can only be contained in a certain way. It is imbued in a mineral of some kind, and when the extraction attempt is made, back then it was thought to be, it might be as easy as extracting gold. But as we learned very quickly, it turns out that it's actually like trying to extract an atomic bomb.
Great. So they're gonna blow up the moon.
They killed a city. They killed a city because they found something shiny that they wanted to have and they didn't want to tell the rest of the world about it, and they killed a goddamn city to do it.
Fletcher killed the city. The people that were drilling had no idea what they were doing. He's never told anyone what that source is, including us. All we know is that we found it off the coast of Los Angeles. An attempt was made to extract it. What little that could be extracted was saved and has been researched and analyzed ever since. And supposedly, there was no more of the power source remaining except for what we were able to extract. About 10 years ago, yes, during my tenure here, it was detected through Nistral satellites that the power source might be present on the moon, and we discovered that there is a very large deposit 1 mile beneath the surface of the moon. reminiscent probably from the formation of the moon, when the planet was formed. This might be a natural occurring phenomenon, we don't know. We do not know.
You start to see visual extrapolations of what would happen if there were a C-Day-like event from the moon and the all of
Catastrophic.
the catastrophe.
Yeah.
If the
in
moon blew up,
fairly clean
Yeah.
schematic math.
that would be...
To sum up, end of all life on the planet?
It would be... It wouldn't be an extinction level event, but it runs the risk of being an extinction level
Yeah.
event.
Thank God I can only read about half of this.
Sorry,
It's okay.
but also
Doomed math.
Doom math, yeah. That's all math for me.
There have been some ugly things that corporations have done in Earth's history. Some really bad stuff. This is the worst.
Yeah.
My mother's entire family was killed that day.
Kylan says, now, I put a stop to any plans to extract the power source when our base was completed a long time ago. In the timeline since the base was built and since we detected the power source, I did not believe it was risk-free to extract the power source once again, even with our new techniques, even with everything we know. There was one person who had managed to finally refine the power source and would have made it possible to extract it.
Dr.
Dr. Patel.
Dr. Patel. I don't know the full extent of what it is she learned, but it was enough to cause her to do what she did, and her family has since vanished. That's the story. But make no mistake, the astronauts on that base are pawns of Fletcher Krause. And have probably been waiting a very long time as they are shuttled back and forth during their mission for the order to start looking for ways to mine. So, there's
flash
that.
all the astronauts that are on posters in Lacey's room.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luma, Lacey,
Yeah.
we were supposed to get info on how to draw Fletcher out. What can he tell us about Fletcher?
Are you making him privy to that question? Or are you...
Yeah, I'll replay that over
Yeah.
speaker easily.
Okay. He just says... every time he's brought up, even when he was talking casually about Fletcher, you see, again... You're not sure if it's reverence or terror, or both. But Kylan just says... None of us have ever actually met Fletcher.
How do you communicate?
That's very difficult to describe. It's... When I describe the being imprinted, think of it as... Think of it as we were all built a certain way. We all have pieces of Fletcher's personality. Pieces of... Some of us think in a higher dimension. Some of us are better at manipulation. Some of us are good at throwing a fist. For me, it was... Well, a little bit of everything, minus the fist part. But the CEO of Pyramid Star has to be the spearhead of Fletcher's operations. It is not inaccurate to describe myself as close to whatever Fletcher might actually be if it were human. And yes, I can say with some certainty that I do not think that it is. You don't seem surprised by that.
No. I mean, it wasn't logical based on any existing technology, derivatives of technology. Some of the computer architecture that I've encountered, some of the other apparently non-human entities that I've encountered,
I can't even imagine what you get up to.
mostly rockets. I liked rockets.
I'm afraid there's not much more information I can give you.
All of
Oh.
your lab files.
What's that?
All of your lab files. All of the records that you have on the nature of the extraction process, all of the meteorological measurements around C-Day, as well as around the recent C6 bomb, any findings that you have about the C6 bomb.
Oh, also, Dr. Patel's information.
All of her lab notes, all of them.
I can give you everything.
And ideally your personnel file as well.
Personnel file will be easy to give you. But remember that corporate LA operated as a single entity. The moment I became a fugitive, I guarantee you that my files have been confiscated by the others. I'm not saying don't try, but that is protocol. If one of us was
we'll know
compromised.
as much information as they do.
You get a flash of what Gina would know as Tales and the Dark. And fear.
Oh.
Are you all right?
Kink in the neck.
Well,
No, don't worry. Just a regular kind of pain.
But how do you communicate, though? With Fletcher?
He has like a feeling. It's like an automatic impulse, like you get turned on like a Terminator or something.
yes. Not that we receive a signal, but think of it like an automatic coffee maker set to brew for 8 a.m. We are all sort of programmed to operate on a very dynamic level, at the same sort of, with the same logic. I know exactly what kind of moves to make. I'm good at what I do because I can read people and look hundreds of moves ahead. So, for example, that's how I knew the things about you that I did without you anticipating. That's how I know she is planning to kill me. It'll happen tonight. She knows that Oniko is no longer at my side. That was inevitable. Oniko, too, is connected to Fletcher. Probably more strongly than any of us. If anyone received a signal, it would be her. Wherever she is.
What happens if you ignore a command? Have you ever tried?
It would never occur to us to try. Until now.
Have you gotten any commands since and tried ignoring them?
Well, commands usually came through Oniko. Oniko would usually communicate what it is that we were expected to do, and we would do it. She was our handler, so to speak. Fletcher's entire infrastructure has fallen apart.
How do we know that he's not getting commands still?
Probably is. If they're imprinted, I can't imagine they had a liaison the whole time. Oniko can't be at all the corporations at once.
Fuck.
So, while this is happening, I need Hops to take 4 points of damage to her intellect.
What? Why?
Hops, as you're sitting there listening to all of this, a sudden torrent of dizziness comes over you, and all the hairs on your arms stand on end. As the three of you are sitting you're sitting there listening to this, the tech in your glasses, and the hairs on the back of the tech on your glasses begins to flicker a little bit, and the hairs on the back of your neck all begin to stand up like you're in the vicinity of static electricity. And as you're kind of looking around, it doesn't take much before you smell that familiar ozone scent of electricity, and you see Hops sitting on the side of the wall where you guys are all trying to be inconspicuous. Her eyes have rolled into the back of her head, and she's kind of like leaning over a little bit, and you see electricity start playing across her neck, across her fingertips, across her teeth and her eyes, and she just...
I run right for her.
Don't touch her, don't touch her.
Oh, shit.
And she's kind of wavering a little bit. Hops, you're starting to hear voices all around you, like the conversations in the courtyard, the people, the footsteps, it's all becoming overwhelming.
We notice and we're like, Lindy, are you okay? Lindy?
Yeah.
And we're just adding to that. Cacophony
It's like-
of noise.
Yep.
Lindy,
Hobbs, can you hear us?
Lindy.
It's like the worst moment of, oh my God, I wish I had never drank that much in my life kind of like moment where you're just like, I want to die. I want it to end. I just want it to stop.
Get it together, Lindy. Focus.
Hobbs, can you hear us? Are you with us?
Focus.
You can feel, Lindy, your brain wants to shut off so badly. And you are wavering into constantly dipping into unconsciousness and being torn right back out of it. Like a pulse. And then it stops. And a splitting headache. Everything begins to slowly revert back down to normal.
I'm okay. It was the coffee. I'm okay.
No, that wasn't coffee.
I'm okay.
What happened? What happened?
I'm okay. I'm just. This is a lot. This is a lot to take in.
Has this happened before?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just with all this information and everything. Can Lacey hear me? Can you tell Lacey?
Everyone's voice is incredibly loud right now.
Yeah. I'll just do it real loud. Can you tell Lacey?
Okay.
Sorry if I'm screaming in your ear.
Tell him what?
Tell Lacey to get the meteorology files between 10 and 15 years ago. Go back.
Meteorology?
The meteorology files. They were asking about the lab reports. Go back.
Find
Go
your
back
dad.
further.
Find your dad.
Yes.
Okay.
Find his files.
I'm gonna take my jacket off and use it as an insulator and try to sit there and put my armor on you.
Are you electrocuted?
I don't know.
Yep.
Leather jacket, armor.
Yeah.
No, you're not electrocuted. You put the jacket around and you squeeze Lindy to you. Lindy, it does actually
Does anyone have an aspirin?
bring some level of comfort. And yeah, your headache is pretty relentless. The
I've
files.
had the latte.
It is true, Lacey. It looks like Kylan probably wasn't lying about that. It looks like his files. It looks like a lot of them. Most of these are just. It looks like the files that have been left behind were in case like the media, like used the Freedom of Information Act or whatever. You know what I mean? Like anything that would be left behind that anybody could get their hands on looks harmless. So as you're scrolling
They
through,
stole the files?
They locked him out.
Yeah.
it looks like they've been pulled. It looks like any native files.
Why would they pull them if they're just gonna put one of their own monkeys here?
I don't know. But digging back 10, 15 years, doesn't take you long. I won't even, Lacey wouldn't need to roll for this. But you do find files of Hops' father.
Yep.
And some of the lab work that he did.
Grabbing them. This is. I get to actually just go for files without hacking for them.
Yeah.
And you know when someone's like, "Here's my hard drive. Grab what you need," and it's like, yeah. Later. This is for later. And
Supermarket
this is for
shopping
later.
thing.
It's like I'm steam sailing. This is. I will definitely read this.
Yeah.
Kylan, you're a paranoid sort of fellow. I imagine this isn't the only place you've ever kept files on your competitors.
They were never my competitors.
Yeah, but they were still competition, fighting for Daddy's affection. So, I imagine you had stuff on each other, constantly, that you didn't keep here.
There was one. There is a place that files supposedly exist. I don't know where they are.
You didn't keep them?
I was never allowed access to them. The one before me had access to them before he disappeared.
Well, that doesn't help.
That was the one from CD.
I know, don't. Oh, I know. That was it's still
on the Illingham
It's all this.
Yeah. I'll touch her all. Remember.
So again, as this conversation is happening, and all of this is happening downstairs, as you guys are all listening in and everything. Oh yeah.
This is fine.
You've been sitting there just kind of like nail biting, listening to all of this stuff. as you're sitting there looking at all of this, you glance up in front of you and you see the air in front of you has begun to warp. And you see it begin to sort of, like, at first you're thinking maybe it's just the heat coming off the pavement, and it begins to sort of like spiral a little bit. And then after a moment, you realize, if you can imagine what it would look like, much like in the Predator movies, seeing somebody standing in front of you with light bending around them and the distortion, like there was an invisible person in front of you, you begin to make out a form that no one else seems to be aware of. No one's reacting to it. And you see, as people are walking around in this plaza area, they'll walk behind this being, and you just see them warp like they're walking behind a twisted mirror, and then they just continue like a window, and then as soon as they leave the other side, they just continue walking about their
I'm gonna
normal
follow
way.
it.
It's standing about 20 feet away from you, and
Oh.
it's not moving.
I want to walk up to it and try to grab it.
You stand up and look back, and you're still sitting right next to Hops. And your eyes have kind of half closed. But you are aware that you just stepped out of your body. You kind of glancing back.
I keep walking towards it.
You continue to walk towards it, and you see this arm reach out.
Grab it.
All right, your hand gently closes around the palm of this thing's appendage. And it says, "Turn on the news.
Come again?
Turn on the news." The voice is very neutral. You can't make out who is saying it. It doesn't sound familiar at all. And it has sort of an echoed-like quality to it, almost as if like it's coming from down a hallway.
Okay, I turn on the news on my visor. Can I?
No.
Or I go for it. I guess I'm like... who or what are you?
I'll be able to talk to you again. Don't worry. I'm like you. And he lets his hand go.
Oh, man.
And it begins to step back. And you find yourself almost sliding across the concrete as you're being pulled back to your body, like almost like the astral cord of your body is reeling your soul back into it. And you just wake up.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah?
Are you all right? Do you have headache too? It's the coffee, right?
No, that wasn't the coffee.
Oh,
Turn on the news. We gotta watch the news right now.
okay. All right.
Have my tablet.
Okay, you're like, okay.
News.
As you all activate the news, you see popping up live television feeds. I'm guessing you guys have heard this too, right? Kylan is kind of staring at you in confusion, waiting for the next round of questions. They all light up. Okay, so all over the TV screens, you all see on the news in a sky transport, you're watching what looks like live footage of a chase. And you see what looks like an armored prison truck with a gun on top of it being flanked by police cars under attack by another flying transport right behind it. And you can see that it has the words Los Angeles Penal Colony, like it's got the words written along the side of this armored transport that's being chased down. And Kylan kind of, he's like, what is this? And he turns up the volume and hear reports coming in now. It looks like it's true that rounds are being fired. Now, we know that Dr. Jerome was being transported to his next prison later this afternoon. We're not sure who the assailants are, but it appear to be trying to break him out of the prison transport. LAPD is completely underpowered right now. It looks like they're having trouble gaining control of the situation. Oh my God! And then you see artillery fire coming off this truck, gunning down one of these LAPD cars. It kind of swerves in the middle of the sky and begins to plummet.
Which truck is firing on which?
A smaller armored car is shooting at the armored transport in front.
Okay. They're both on the ground. They're both.
They're skyborne.
Oh, they're sky.
Yeah, they are.
Right? Yes.
Kylan goes,
Yeah.
Jerome,
I don't want to have to go get mixed up in that.
He just
We
goes.
can't let him out. Remember the acid, the poison that he had?
The very Fletcherness of his soul.
All right, so this is probably a distraction for the thing that you probably said is probably happening. So you need to get somewhere safe while we go rescue this person.
We should bring him with us.
Excellent idea.
We should bring him with us, though.
No, I
We
think
can't protect him.
encountering Jerome would be a perfect opportunity to kill me.
Tell Luma to tell him.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank you. To just go back to the warehouse. He'll be safe there.
What?
What if they follow him?
It's 10:15 in the morning. They're not going to try to kill Kylan right now.
On-site
Why are you making assumptions?
Okay,
Excellent.
we're wasting time. Cassie, you ready to throw something?
Yeah.
I know what I'll do. I'll be fine. Just don't leave me here too long.
We have an on-site
You're
panic
gonna
room.
stay here?
Yes, so to speak.
I don't feel good about this.
How about you tell us so we know where to find you?
I'll be downstairs having lunch in the middle of the plaza.
Actually,
Okay.
Actually smart. Yeah.
Okay.
Now's as good a time as any for
God,
a press conference. Not that anyone's going to be listening. He points at
make
the
it
TV.
really long.
Whatever you're going to do, you should probably do it if Jerome gets loose.
Okay, let's go, people. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to pause there because it's time for a break.
Superhero
And
action.
when we return, you're gonna then we're gonna have our Dark Knight Joker.
Nice.
Oh wow.
We're gonna have our chase scene.
Cool.
Awesome.
it's already poked out. I can't hit you in the face with it.
Oh, I don't know. You'll find a way.
I will. I'll find a way.
So we'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a minute. We're about to go live. They're counting down. Everyone's talking over the countdown. I didn't think anybody heard that. And then the moment one hits,
We're professional.
I am just so impressed.
Something.
I'm going to make sure, you know what? And as a professional, I'm going to make sure I don't say this on live stream so they don't know that all of that just happened.
Oh,
Are we live yet, Holly?
And we're live.
Oh my God, what a
Count us
joke.
in.
What a great joke I just cracked. All right. So where we left off,
So I put the doctor back in the car, and I'm like, "We did it, guys. Let's go home."
thanks so much for joining us tonight.
we had cake, funnel cake.
So where we last left off, you guys had seen in the news report that Dr. Jerome Blair has apparently become at the center of what looks like a breakout attempt. Or someone's trying to kill him. Hard to say because there's an armored tank that's flying behind his armored transport. And the LAPD cars that are flanking him are right now, they're starting to pull back because they are currently outgunned. That's where we leave off. Now, so we're going to cut to a scene because I'm assuming you guys are going after him. And I'm guessing you're going to get your girl. Yeah? So everyone's saddling up into the transport? All right. Then there's really only a need to just go ahead and cut to the juicy bits.
I pull off the goofy hat that I was wearing and the sunglasses in front of my glasses
Oh,
as my
cool. Yeah, can we pull our shirts and pull our big mustaches off
Montage.
as we run into the alleyway?
Yeah.
No, I'm absolutely still fighting with my mustache.
Do it.
Lacey is wearing the mustache like, damn it. I'm supposed to use spirit glue, not gorilla glue.
And I'm just staring at all of you doing this, and then
You're like, I'm so happy I don't have to do that anymore.
just watching you all lovingly, and then just
Bam! Instant cosplay.
Just like rest assured, the way we get picked up by the ship is super badass and cool, and we all do it in a super cool way.
In slow motion.
I stretch
we're walking
up
in
into
slow
it
motion.
as it scoops down to pick us up.
Basically,
Okay.
a barnyard swallow, yeah.
I do a big jump.
Something dramatically
Yeah.
explodes behind us for no reason as we walk into it. Slow.
I wait for it to
An
land
extra
and
just
walk
flies.
on regular like. Yeah.
So we're going to start at altitude.
Okay.
You guys are about 300 feet up in one of the sky lanes at Los Angeles. You're not in a car, you're in a flying combat transport that's been sort of moved around to become your personal. What's painted? How's it painted again?
Dazzle camouflage. Yep.
Right, exactly. Dazzle camouflage all over this. And I've described this.
Wait,
this,
what is that? What's dazzle camouflage?
Oh, I'll show you.
Google it.
Keep explaining. I will show you.
It relies on stark patterns and colors to confuse the eye rather than trying to
Okay.
look like identical to the surroundings.
secret.
It was a thing. That was a thing.
I want to see.
Confused
I'll
radars.
show
It was
him.
for ships. It was great.
You told Eric to keep going, and he did not. He's
No,
still
because I
just
was like,
waiting
this is
for
a
everybody
great
to-
description. I want to just go.
Crazy. Cool,
Also,
awesome,
shout out to my
amazing
puppy named
pattern.
I also don't want to talk over.
Dazzler.
Just to
Yeah.
That
do a fun
I
scroll.
understood that
Some
reference.
of these are in color, and they're
Oh, okay.
beautiful.
My mom did not.
What?
And now I have a comics dog.
So it looks like that.
Let's go.
It looks
Are
like
you
that.
blown away?
That's cool.
So
This is real?
Yeah.
This is
I know, they look Photoshopped.
This isn't a Photoshop?
No, that's real.
And it's on Amelia.
Amelia, by the way, as I've described before, this dropship looks very similar to the Pelican transports of Halo. So it's got sort of the heavy engines, the wings, and the bulky area in the center where you guys are all stationed right now. Big enough to actually transport a small vehicle.
Cool.
Used for the strike team that tried to take you guys all out way back when you first got your powers.
I'd like to do a search to see if there's any weapons that I can grab.
In the transport?
Yeah.
There are no weapons in the transport. Yeah, no.
Okay.
We pretty much, I think.
There's a lot of utility stuff like rope and things like that. You could find that easily if you wanted.
Okay.
If you wanted to. And also remember, you can spend an XP to basically cash in on the narrative a little bit.
Okay.
You could say, "Hey, can I spend an XP?"
I
And
have
oh,
a-
look, a gun. You know, something like that. You can totally do stuff like that.
Okay.
Powers.
Okay.
So as you guys
want a
swoop
gun?
in out of the sky, entering. So first of all, y'all are coming in from above the sky lane. So below you is 300 feet of altitude, and also you notice all of the cars, which have started to really pull back as this chase has happened. As you're banking in, it looks like the vehicle that was chasing the bus is caught up to it and is latched onto the side. And as y'all are swooping in, you see a figure emerge from the top of the bus and begin to swivel what looks like a heavy cannon around in your direction.
Oh no, but we're the good guys. We're trying to help. We're trying to help.
It's an initiative roll.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty. Where's the difficulty here? Difficulty is 6.
Ooh.
Okay.
But if you're specialized in initiative, wait,
Yeah, I
That'll
have
drop
an
it too.
initiative.
drops
Yeah.
2. So it's
Yep.
4. Okay.
4. Can you
Ooh!
can you spend effort?
On
On
initiative,
initiative?
yes, it's speed. Spend out of your speed pool.
Gosh.
But you have to spend that before you make the roll.
What, 2?
I see.
What's that?
You have to spend like 2 or
A level of effort is 3 unless you have edge.
in speed.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. All right, 4 you said is the difficulty.
No, the difficulty is 6. You need an 8
Oh
or
right,
better
right. But I have
You have initiative.
to beat
yeah.
these guys.
So 4.
So-
Specialized. Are you specialized or trained?
Oh, what'd you nail?
I got a 17.
Okay. You're
Nice.
gonna beat them.
Remind me, with an edge and speed, it is how much effort? Just 1? Or no, I'm sorry. How much does expending effort knock that down to,
Your
the difficulty?
first level of effort costs 3, and your second level of effort, if you want to do it, costs 2. But
Unless
the
you have
total there,
edge?
just subtract edge, like one off of whatever your total
Right.
would have otherwise been.
You needed 3 to take 1 off, but you have edge, so then you just take 2.
You're also inhibited by how much effort you can spend, what your effort level is.
I understood that for a second, and then I lost it. The extra explanation confused me.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Do you want to spend a level of effort? To make
Yeah,
this
because it's a 6 difficulty. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd like to
it's-
bring that down to
These guys are serious.
What's your edge?
1 in speed.
Okay, so it'll cost you 2 points.
So it'll drop down to 11.
Gotcha.
speed
And
And
then,
the difficulty
level
will
5.
drop down to 5.
can I do that again to bring it down to a 4?
Do you have
can.
an effort of 2?
Yeah, I do. 'Cause
Then
we're
yes.
level 2,
And
baby.
it only costs you 2 points, but you have. Does he have an edge?
The edge won't apply again.
It
'cause
won't.
It's the same
Right.
action.
Oh, that's
Right.
right.
So then total,
Subtract it.
4. Duh.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Nailing it.
So there,
So now I have to roll.
Drops 2.
Uh,
All right. So 6, 5, 4. You need.
got
Hey,
it. Got it.
All right.
Done. Okay, I forgot what I was doing.
Sorry. Here, let me explain it to you.
Yeah, thanks. The 6 I spent
and
1
this.
level, and
This.
I have 2 of these, so
Oh.
it goes from a 6 to a 3, and hopefully I get a 9 or better.
Obviously.
Thank you.
Can we do a reroll? It interacted with mine.
But
with
it
my
did
dice.
land flat. It hit another die, but it landed flat.
Fair.
What was it?
3.
It's a 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So 17.
Wait, can I? I'll
16.
spend an XP for cast a reroll.
No, you don't do that.
I'm doing it.
Initiative.
We'll
I'm
do it
doing
later.
it. Reroll it. Nope.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I don't give a shit. Get out of here.
Oh my god. She just landed 3 again.
I'm gonna spend another XP. I don't give a shit.
Just making it
Roll
right.
it again.
Refuse?
Nope.
I'm allowed to spend another XP. for
historically.
another roll.
Thank you.
You rolled a 4?
Amy, why didn't you roll a different die?
One more
Hector,
XP.
I am never going to Vegas with you. I am never.
I don't even care.
That almost decapitated me.
Roll again. I'm down to 2
roll
XP.
mine?
I'm down to 2 XP.
I'm rolling Bonnie.
I believe in your cast. I believe in
Amy.
Amy.
Mine instead.
17.
There we
Thank
go.
Yes, Amy,
Can I
we
just
know
give
the
Hector
rules.
some XP?
You have no pineapple juice. There's only one power here to succeed
No,
at
you
rolls.
won't be able to, but don't worry.
I have so much XP. Next time I'll do that.
I was fine too. I had
Inga,
5.
I
I'm down
stand
to
there weirdly
I have
frozen
a lot
and
of
you punch
XP,
me in the
y'all.
back and I snap out
a
of it.
lot.
Come on.
Yeah, I should.
I have 2.
2. Cass, we
Oh
need
my
you.
God.
Remind me to check the rules to see if there's a limitation on it.
There probably is.
No, we're idiots,
I don't
and that
think
will
there is.
cost us.
I don't
yeah.
think there is. If you're willing to cash in on it, you can do it.
Think. Let me check.
I believe he used his interaction skills
Yeah,
and
yeah.
his
Yeah, I think if you're
erased
willing-
memory.
In all honesty, if you're willing to burn the XP, I think it's given.
I think it's in the back.
Because
in-
We're
Just not supposed to.
Sure, let me check. I think it's under making it rain. Can
Yep.
you? Are you?
Well,
allowed
that's a
to?
focus, yeah.
It's a
Makes
yeah.
it
That's
rain.
my focus.
Okay, so Lacey, what was your initiative?
Oh, I rolled a 3.
Oh no, you didn't.
I've succeeded. No. I have no initiative modifier. It is the worst
you know what?
expenditure. It is a
Hold on to that.
10%
They have to roll an
chance of
18 or
success.
better.
Are we? Are you saying we're in the jungle now? We're in the jungle.
Oh, welcome to.
Where you are?
We've got fun and
What'd you get,
games.
Luma?
I also did not make the check. No. I appreciate, but also I think it is wise that I go after all of you because I'm infantry and
Fair point,
I
fair
need
point.
to get on the ship and protect. You do that part.
Okay.
Make it safe for me to
I
get
have-
there.
This is the action part.
I have a lot of XP. If you want.
I would have to roll an 18 or higher on the dice. I have no initiative anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
The min.
I'm okay going behind. Put the punchies first.
bad guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
We
for-
need Cas.
between Eliza, Bonnie, Hector, and Amy, who would like to go first?
Anyway,
Cass.
I have a feeling the impulsive one will
Cass
be
is gonna go
I
first.
vote
jumping
Cass.
out of the ship.
So
That checked out.
you're not, because of the initiative roll, you're actually not in range for a jump towards the ship.
Wait, like a normal jump or like a jump?
Cast jump.
A cast jump.
Want to see what my
You
jump
could
rating
try to
is?
cast jump this.
they're not firing yet on us, right?
No,
No, they just go
on their
there.
initiative, they are going to open fire.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They'll do it after.
I am going to try
So,
to.
so here's the problem with the cast jump.
Okay.
Is the way to get outside of your ship is the ramp in the back. You guys are flying towards these guys right now, so a cast jump would literally require Lacey to get over these guys,
Right.
ahead of these guys, or somewhere where you can leap out the back
Or
on.
for me to somehow climb up to the top of our thing and then jump off of it, which
you
might take
can't-
too long.
Yes, you can totally do that. Oh, you want to climb outside and try to make a leap against the wind.
Just get man bridge.
You can. I'm not going to tell you no. You can totally attempt this.
Would that take an extra bit of turn or a bit of movement?
No.
Because another option would be, I know we have the ramp in the back.
So,
Do we have
here-
like a door on the side?
Here's the thing. Yes, it should absolutely take, some time to climb outside of this ship as it's flying at high speed.
Some time.
Crawl onto the top.
Oh.
Yes.
Can I?
What would you like to do?
I want to speed Cass up. Yeah.
Okay.
Cast haste. Cast haste.
Yeah. So your action. So if you let Eliza go first, then so what is that power expenditure?
What? I don't know. What am I doing? Okay.
Yeah, but-
Timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey.
Time shenanigans,
Okay.
sorry.
Time shenanigans, I get one step.
Yep.
That's, just one step.
Do you have a specific power that allows you to speed up or slow down?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
I mean, I know you've used it before, but like,
Yeah.
how does the power work?
I mean, it's... well, I'm not sure. I guess is onslaught? No, that's an attack.
I picture like
Oh, I don't
Amy
know.
from
There's-
Over the Hedge.
I think we've just been
I
doing
need to
this.
see that. Is
Just the time shenanigans, right?
there a written description for time shenanigans?
So
That's
here's
just
what I
how we
would do then.
describe the
So, like,
power from the power shift that Oya
Here's
gets.
what I would do.
Got it.
If you were willing to spend 2 XP, I will let you warp space time and give Amy the action to run and jump off the top of this thing.
Absolutely.
Make it rain.
No, we're spending so much XP on me.
Okay.
Fine.
You're worth
Lisa
it.
goes first. So this is so you, I'll get to the jump in a second, but like as you're debating on what you're gonna do, Oya is next to you suddenly, and again there's a rippling
Kind of
effect.
creepily.
Do you want
I
to
just
describe
appear
what?
behind your shoulder, and I'm just like,
Do you want to describe what you do, Oya?
sure. I don't have to roll for this?
No, you're spending 2 XP. You get a short-term benefit. I'm just gonna give it to you. This is just like
Okay.
you're basically giving Amy a free move action. Cass is going to be able to get up on top of this thing and then make the jump.
Okay. So I stand actually in front of you, like almost face to face, and you start to feel everything around you slows down, and I just point. You see me in slow motion point to the door, the back door, and for everyone else this happens very fast, but you see that.
Nod. Run.
All right, you spend 2 XP. I'm gonna need you to. There's gonna be one check. This is gonna be like an athletics check.
Okay, I have a movement power shift.
That's gonna help. Yeah.
And an acrobatics.
That's exactly what you need because you're basically using your strength to swing up against the force and land on top of this ship. You are literally pulling an Avengers-style move right now. So I'm going to set the difficulty for something like this for what you're trying to do.
This
is going to be 6.
Now that's the jump off or the getting up?
That's the getting up.
Okay. Now, question: movement and acrobatics are listed as different things. Would you have those stack here, or should I only take one or the other? They are both the power shift as a result of my 1 dex power shift.
Same for me.
So it might be that it only counts once, but you just whatever category you declare it's in.
So I think to get on top of the ship, only acrobatics is going to count. But to make the move, I'll let that count for the jump.
Great.
Yeah.
The jump has its own set of stats.
Yeah. That's fair.
Let's just say thick thighs save lives.
Thick thighs save lives.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Flex the thighs.
So a difficulty 6 acrobatics to. And does my speed from Elisa count as an asset?
No, the speed is allowing you to pull this off, and be able to execute the jump from where you're at.
Okay.
Otherwise, your whole action would be climbing out on the outside of this thing and preparing for a jump.
Yeah. So 6 becomes 5 with the acrobatics. 5 is still not great. Is this speed or might?
For effort spend, I'll let you. I think it could be either. With Cass, it could definitely be either. With Cass, I think it's probably more might.
Okay. Yeah. I am going to spend. What are we at? We're at 5 now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend 2 levels of effort.
For
My
3.
edge of 2 that costs 3, if I'm doing my math right. And now it's a difficulty 3, so it's still a 50-50 shot. But unless I can come up with another asset, that's
You can
it.
roll over a 9. You can roll over a 9.
9.
Maybe don't use that dice though.
Yeah,
Thank you.
What else do you need help? I have a thing that can enable others. I can use helping rules to provide a benefit to another character attempting a physical task.
What is that from?
This is part of my special abilities from my up to my tier.
Tier 2 ability.
It just says enable others.
Yeah, so
It just says enable others.
I can use it's enabler. I can use the helping rules to provide a benefit to another character attempting a physical task. So I can just be like, go at a 45-degree angle, or I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably
I mean,
won't-
all I need is a narrative reason how that.
She does. Cass doesn't do math. Ben's lower.
Oh wait!
Point your toes.
Yeah. Tuck and
I'm
roll.
gonna punch that gun.
Okay.
Tuck your chin. So that should
Does that
lower.
require anything, or is it just
No,
passive
it's an enabler. Does it-
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll let it.
So it should be
You got it.
So that's
So it's down to a 2 now.
Now it's down to a 2.
Oh, okay.
oh.
Because I'm not. I
Roll a
wonder.
6. Oh.
All right. So I need you to make your roll. 3. So 6. 6 or better. D20.
Oh wait, do mine. Let's not.
No, that's mine. It's good. You're
Oh,
fine.
okay.
You're good. Do this. You got this. Roll a
See what
6.
Cass gets.
12. Yeah.
Okay, Cass. What's interesting about this is as you're moving, it almost feels like the world is just waiting for you a little bit. You all see Cass moving with alacrity that you've never seen her move.
Kind of wondering if this is what it's like to be Hops.
It's a little bit of a blur as she just grabs the top of the top of the bay, where it opens. She wraps her fingers around it and literally just springs up with an incredible force. And time being altered the way it is, the wind doesn't quite carry you. The ship doesn't quite leave you. You move just fast enough that you're like 1 click ahead of this thing on the clock. And when you slam down on top of the ship, you're just like, should that have even worked? You don't know, but you're on top of this ship now, flying at high speeds 300 feet up. racing towards this. You can make a running jump now from where you were at using the ability that Oya has given you. And I'll let you use your movement.
The gun that's shooting at us is not defense from the prisoner transport. It's from the attack ship, right? That sees us coming.
It's from the prisoner transport.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
Oh, so maybe I don't want to punch that guy.
So here, what I'll give you is this. Remember, their transport has locked onto the side of the prisoner transport.
Yeah.
The person that is sticking up out of and on the gun turret does not look like a police officer.
Oh, that person is just standing there, personing the gun?
He's literally about waist high on a gun turret on the bus, and he's pointing it up at you guys.
And he doesn't look like the good
He
guy.
does not look like a cop. He actually looks a little like corporate security.
So this corporate security guy is on the prison transport?
He
Yes.
got onto
Yeah, he
the
climbed
prison.
onto the other
like-
thing and he
By the
stopped
time
us
you
back.
guys arrived, their ship has docked. Their car has docked with the prison transport.
They've taken over
The
prison.
kidnapping's happening right
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
you guys
Happening.
interfered as
It's happened.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
just coming in to kidnap and get.
God.
So Cass is literally jumping
Yeah, fuck them up.
something like 80 feet towards a transport that's trying to outrun you guys while somebody is pointing an anti-vehicle gun at you. So I need you to make a roll.
Okay.
What you're doing is batshit crazy and definitely heroic. So I'm setting the difficulty very high, Amy.
Why did I enable you?
This is going to
Asking
be.
that since you were 3.
This is a physical task, so I'll let you spend might for this. I'll let you burn your movement. This is going to be a difficulty 9 roll.
Okay.
You are doing something that should not technically be possible.
So,
Break it down.
9 becomes 7 because I'm specialized in jumping.
Oh my god, here we go. You're going to Jessica Jones this thing. Boy.
7 becomes 5 because my power shifts and strength include being great at jumping. And ordinarily that wouldn't stack, but power shifts are the exception to the limit on the number of times you can drop things.
That's correct.
Thighs.
Which only leaves effort and assets. Is anything functioning as an asset here?
Asset, your boots. Asset,
I
your
will-
pants. Asset, your jacket.
I-
Asset, your glasses.
So-
You look good doing it.
Them ties.
I tell you,
Asset,
I tell you
dem
what, I'm
ties.
gonna be super nice. I'm gonna be super nice because she burned 2 XP. I'm gonna let Oya's speed boost
Asset.
asset.
4.
Hey, we are down to 4. We are doing 2 levels of effort on this one. The
Yeah, we
edge
are.
applies. Yes. I've only got 9
You
left.
didn't need
to
those
two.
for hit points. It's fine, y'all.
Nope.
Remember when you get over
No.
there, you can spend an action just to immediately gain back D6 plus
Recovery roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
recovery roll when you get over there if you need it.
That makes it difficulty 2, 6 or above.
Roll a 6. You got this.
Come on, Cass. 3. No, I'll do it. I'll do it. You
got
say
it?
Yeah,
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
take my back.
Get this out of here. Here we go.
Counterpoint, they
You got
can,
this.
Amy.
How about you say like a catchphrask, like a superhero catchphrase before you roll? How about that?
Told you to do the swears.
The most
You didn't do the swears.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Think
Don't
about
you point that goddamn thing at Amelia!
okay. You swore.
Yay, it worked!
Hey!
15. 15.
All right.
Y'all gotta stop spending XP on
We
me.
now have a statistically significant
I want everyone to
sample size
take
of
a
those swears,
moment
though.
and realize that you just watched Cass take a running jump off the top of Amelia towards an armored transport that's trying to pull away from you guys. Y'all are 80 feet away at a slight angle above, but the level of superhero physical, the exertion that she just demonstrated is beyond. This is like worthy of Greek Tales Olympian style. You hear the and then that last footstep and then nothing, and you watch the figure of Cass from the cockpit window sail over your head, launching herself towards that bus. The gunner kind of like, you're not sure exactly what's going on inside the helmet, but his body language suggests that he's probably shouting no fucking way. And Cass flies. There's a few moments, there's a few precious moments where you were touching nothing but air. Where the city of Los Angeles is underneath you, sailing past you, the wind roaring in your ears. There's this sort of quiet. You can hear the low hum of both vehicles. the gunfire is all stopped. It's almost like the world stopped to watch you do this for a split second in disbelief. And then the heavy, thunderous slam of Cass's boots smashing down on top of this armored transport. The transport itself kind of wobbles a little bit as you slam down on top of it.
She's gonna need new boots.
An armored transport, leaving a slight indentation as you touch down into a perfect 3-point superhero landing. Bam! You get down there. Gunnar is definitely surprised. The rest of you have never... Again, Cass has done something you've never seen before.
That's my
It should not be humanly possible. And isn't.
My jaw,
Humanly possible.
Yes.
my jaw drops a little beyond the limits of a human.
In the wind, it's just kind of flapping.
I throw it over his shoulder.
So I need to know between Hops and between Anton, who's going next. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be your permanent initiative.
Yep.
Are
Who
we
goes
getting
next?
closer to this ship? Are we in movement,
You're not
or is
gonna
it
be
like
closer until-
exactly the same?
Right now, you're at the same distance. You're not going to be closer until Lacey can pull you guys in, which is going to require a piloting
Yeah, 'cause
check.
it's not
It's a
quite a
chase scene.
short range.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. We need the physicality right now, but I have an inability in climbing, running, jumping. So
Are we doing
I'll
this?
go next.
no.
I'll go next.
You totally had the Miles Morales moment where you get to the tallest building, you're like,
Oh.
go down to the next tallest building. Maybe not.
If we're just 50 feet, you could stretch it.
I have an idea.
Those extra 30
80,
feet.
80 feet.
80 feet's a bad number.
80 feet's
If
bad.
it's okay with all of you for me to go next, I have an
Yes,
idea.
go.
So
Jump
I am
out of
now
this
tired too. I don't think Hops is gonna realize what happens before it happens, but I would like to use Bolt Rider. I can move a long distance from one location to another almost instantaneously, carried by a bolt of lightning. I must be able to see the location, and there must be no interfering barriers.
It says long distance?
Yep.
That's amazing.
That's it.
Holy!
That's
I told you, she's
teleportation.
a monk.
I'm a freaking Flash,
super
y'all.
Okay. So,
I'm up to back.
But
Double build.
I will say this: in order to use it, I lose 4 intellect points.
Whoa.
It's okay. You have so many of those to spare because. Oh,
I'm gonna
Yep.
give you
wait.
next round. My action will be to do
Okay,
this.
but
okay.
Cool.
But I'm gonna use it because
cool.
It's an
but
impulse.
scary.
It's
and
a
it's an impulse. I see
You see it?
Cass on there by herself. Yeah.
That moment of desperation, you don't want to leave Cass behind.
Nope.
The urgency to get over there. And here's what I'm gonna do though.
Okay.
I'm gonna insert a GM intrusion. You're inside this craft.
But looking out.
Looking out, sure.
down, yeah.
But to see what's happening, you have to be looking through the cockpit window. Otherwise,
Oh, I thought the back was dropped.
it is, but they're in front of you guys.
Yeah.
So if you're looking out the back, all you can
right.
see is what's behind you. Even if you try to lean out the side, you're just going to see the side of your airship.
But can I climb to the top like
That's
Cass
a
did?
whole different role. If you want to risk trying to get to the top of this transport the way Cass did, that's a whole.
I have endurance. I have movement and acrobatics as well.
I'm going to go ahead and just call the GM intrusion.
Oh god.
So this
Am
is
I
what
just gonna
happens.
am I gonna shoot through the glass? I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
That is exactly what you're going to do.
I'm so sorry. Cover
So
your eyes.
it's totally an instinctual
You don't
thing.
know what's
As you said, Hops doesn't even know that she can do it. She
Right.
doesn't even know what she's doing.
Wow.
But Sam, you totally
Yeah.
got that. You've got a tank girl vibe going on right now. I'm just saying, you've got that angular features and that big ass goggles.
Yep.
Totally works.
Hell yeah.
So
Can we see it about to happen and tell everyone to cover their eyes?
no,
Okay.
it's a GM intrusion.
Okay.
I take control. Is mine.
But you can
You can burn XP to make it not happen.
And you get to give one to someone else.
Oh, that's true. If I don't burn,
If
I
you let
get-
it happen, you
I'll
can.
let it happen.
Okay,
I
then
need
you
XP.
gain an experience point,
Ooh.
and you can give an experience point to somebody else.
Ooh. I'm gonna give it to Hector because he spent so many.
You're spelling it out.
He's
Okay.
spent so many.
So this is what happens. There's this urgency when you see Cass land. There's almost a sense that she's not going to make that jump.
Right.
You're scared for her life. You're in a moment of desperation, thinking about how badly you need to get over to this transport, and without thought, you just inside the cockpit. There is a deafening crack in everyone's ears. Everyone around Hops is going to take 1 intellect point of damage.
Is that all of us?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Oh,
1 point of intellect damage.
not as smart.
Okay,
And-
I only use those for everything.
Your ears are ringing, and Hops, you turn into a bolt of lightning. The glass in front of you explodes outwards as you channel wind just comes rushing into the cockpit as you literally in a blink and you're smoking on a blackened dot right next to Cass. Cass, as shocked as everyone was,
So cool.
you are standing. Bonnie, I need you to have Hops make a move check here.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty's 3.
3.
Holy shit!
But I am trained in movement. So
Okay.
it drops it onto 2.
Drops it down to 2.
Okay.
So
You need 6 or better.
At what point will our...
Amelia.
Oh my god.
No, I can burn my
Oh
own.
my god, you guys.
You gonna burn your own?
Yeah, I just got it. It's fine.
I had nothing to do with it.
No, a 2 and a 2!
Oh my god.
Boom, baby! You?
Stop it.
Give me your dice. Give me your dice. Take
God.
Oh my god.
Don't roll a 2.
a 13.
Good.
Jesus, what is wrong with us today, Amy?
We haven't even started fighting!
Okay, we're only rolling.
Take his
dice.
XP away.
So I'm happy to report that you
No, it's
managed to
mine.
stay on top of the transport. You were not prepared to disappear from a stable place and appear on top of a moving transport in high winds.
Nope.
Can I catch you?
Yes, we can say that that's how you don't fall.
Thank you.
You just appear, and then Cass grabs you. Their immense strength keeping you stable immediately as you appear on top of the transport.
Holy shit! What the shit?
Eric, at what point
And
will our incredibly impressive feats make a bad guy crap his pants?
Yeah, can
I
we
think he's-
simultaneously turn our heads to look at the mook? Like,
Yeah.
What-
And just
one
be
second.
like, did he poop?
Yes, you can. He's.
Roll for poop.
It's not his action yet, but you can't see what's going on behind the helmet. He's got this mirrored like helmet on his face.
Cool, but Bonnie just joked.
I just rolled a natural 20 for roll for poop, so I'm pretty sure he crapped his pants.
You're gonna wish you had saved that roll.
I know, that was a waste.
Well,
Hector, you're next. What's up?
no, it's either me or...
I already wasted.
Oh, is that what that was?
At the top, yeah.
Okay.
This is the permanent initiative order, so you are number 4.
So I am in Amelia. We're all in it together.
You can hold your action if you want, because it's going to take Lacey
The
to get over
cockpit
there.
window has been blown open.
Yes,
Wind's
everyone is
rushing in.
exposed to rushing air as you guys are flying at like, what, 400 miles an hour right now?
I didn't think that through.
Behind this transport that has the bad guy ship docked with it, which
Mm-hmm.
means they're like transporting this asset right now, this dude right now. Okay. I think I want to hold. I think I want to wait because my plan is I'm going
Smart.
to turn to our pilot, Lacey, and I'll say, if you can get out in front of this ship, I think I can drop down safely and possibly extend myself to block their vision so that it will scramble their piloting, potentially.
That's a good idea.
That's kind of my plan, is to hang out the back of the thing until I go expand and then land on their windshield like a bug. So they're like, what's going on? and
What
then it'll
kind
mess
of
them up.
bugs do you have on your
Big ones.
windshield?
Big ones. Big stretchy ones.
Oh, Australian.
Stretchy powers. Yeah, they're Australian bugs. In 100 years, they've gotten worse. They're
Even
Lacey's
bigger.
totally looking like Tank NB right now, just
Yep.
kind of looking at with the goggles looking at you.
Oh,
Take the
Bits of glass.
Sweet
Lily
baby.
is that River Dam and Serenity.
Oh,
Follow
totally.
to fly.
so I'll just get to the end of the transport to Amelia and just kind of wait out by the back of the
Okay.
the ramp that's
And
been
ready the action.
Cool.
ready. Yeah.
All right, it's their turn. They're gonna go.
Shit.
You see this guy on the top just goes, and he points the gun right at you guys.
but he's pooped. Like
And that's our theory.
I mean,
How close or far away are we? Because
Y'all are about 10 feet away from him.
You're not in the ideal range increment for that weapon.
That's correct.
yeah, but
my top choice was land on the weapon, destroying it. My second choice was get on the thing at all. And it's up to you, like where exactly we landed. If we landed in a place where the gun can reach us, that's our goddamn bad luck.
Yeah, so you did reach. You did. So here's the thing: you did land in a place where the gun can reach you, but this is a mounted artillery piece and is meant to fire at other vehicles. You guys are way. It's as Sam put it. You are not in its optimal range.
That seems bad, though.
yeah.
It's bad.
point
You don't
blank.
want to get shot.
Yeah.
So I need you to make a defense roll, Cass.
Oh.
All right.
Defense roll.
it
Are you trained in that?
Difficulty-
Yes, speed defense, right?
Yes.
too.
Speed defense.
Because of the nature of the range and what's just happened, I'm going to set the difficulty for this at 5.
Yikes.
Does it in any way function as an asset for me that hopefully he is freaked the F out?
Fear.
No.
Pooped.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
The uncomfortable squishiness
Sloshing.
in his pants. Oh man,
That's
this guy knows his stuff. I don't think he's pooping.
Nope.
Okay, I'm making a speed defense roll, and take it from a 5 to a 3 because I'm specialized.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm taking it down to a 2 by spending a level of effort speed-wise.
6 or better.
Okay.
We're letting this dice back
Six
into
or
the
better.
Alright.
play.
Oh, Amy.
And if shit happens, shit happens.
No, it's no.
You're not bulletproof, Amy. Oh my god.
Take it. Take it.
Yeah,
It's 3.
I will spend one of my
Boom,
own
baby.
XP for that.
Oh,
Thank
your
you.
own?
Yeah, I can't let
Okay.
y'all keep doing this.
There you go. Use this one.
All right.
Yeah, we're only using
literally any other.
Oh my,
What did you do?
oh my God.
Sometimes you get shot.
Oh my
No.
God.
No.
Wheaton has got
Amy.
nothing
Right there.
on you.
Right there.
giving you mine.
Right there. Boom.
take it.
Boom.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I don't
babe.
even think this
Come
is
on.
allowed, but I'm loving it.
No,
Oh,
it's allowed.
Is it?
If you've got
really?
XP to spend, you can.
up. Yeah.
We're never
paying a
leveling
price.
up again.
Started to see. All right.
All right. Ooh, that purple one's pretty.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh, yeah, that
Let's
one's
do
a good one.
catchphrase.
Passphrase.
13. All right.
Still a 3, just with a 1 in front of it.
Yeah. That's
All right.
cool. Sorry.
I was like, what?
So,
Oh, you put that on the world.
So the smell of
I'm pulling out another one too.
the smell of a plasma fire as this gun opens up. You and Hops both managed to throw yourself to the roof of this armored transport. As this gun goes, you see the terrifying bolts of energy flying off the top, not in your direction, directly at your 2 people that just flew over to there.
we're very distracting.
And that's that guy's action.
That's it.
Nope.
There's only
Now-
one guy.
There's more guys.
I meant like there and theirs.
Yeah, he wanted it to be your turn already.
Yeah.
There is going to be Lacey. I need you to make a defense roll.
Good.
No, what?
It's a speed defense roll.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the difficulty?
You've got incoming fire.
Okay.
On Abigail, on TBD RPG. Yeah, you've got incoming fire. So difficulty here is going to be 6.
Okay. I'm assuming this is a flavor of piloting roll.
It is.
Like a
Yep, it's a piloting
defense-
check.
so, like-
it's a defense check. Yeah, you're using your piloting skill for it.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't have an overt pilot. Oh, I do actually. I have all tasks involving electrical machines.
Yes, that's correct.
Dope. All right. Then that's down by 2 for electrical machines. Yay.
4.
And 1 for Sweet Baby as my co-pilot.
Okay, so 3.
Does
9 or better.
this is also using devices, but that would be a doubling up of Sweet Baby, and
That's correct. I would only give you 1 bonus. I would give you 1 bonus to the other.
sort of
Either way,
You could do it,
but-
Sam.
it's going to come down to
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're at what, 4?
3. 9 or better.
Yep.
You could do it.
Okay. 18.
18.
Yeah.
They could, in fact,
That's a
do it.
So somebody leans out one of the back windows with a rifle and opens up on your transport. You immediately
Grab
bank
on
upwards. Yeah,
to
the
that
wind
Lisa's
whipping through your
chair.
face.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Lacey's got those goggles on, sees it coming, and with their mind moves the ship. You just see
Hold on, Oil.
you see the hot plasma bolts just flying past the window, and that's their actions for the round.
Did that firing come from the side
Came from the
car
prison
or the main
transport.
car? Okay.
Came from one of the side windows of the prisoner transport as he leaned out.
all up in
So could that? Well, no, because we've established this is like a takeover. We're not seeing any cops. We're
You're not seeing any cops.
All these bad guys.
They
are
probably
something
got
else.
All right,
thrown off.
so Lacey or Luma, who wants to go next?
Taken out inside the
Are we in short range at this point?
No,
The other-
you are
okay.
still at 80 feet away.
Then I will.
Then I need you to make a piloting check.
Okay.
Difficulty is 5.
What is this for?
You're in a chase scene right now.
Okay.
So the level of difficulty. This is like it's a piloting check. So you can use your electronic system. The same thing you just did to dodge getting shot at. You can roll the exact same pool. And this is to not only keep pace, but to move up on these guys.
Can I
'Cause
use my power
moves
shift
significantly-
with this as well?
I'm sorry?
May I use my power shifts with this as well?
Which power shifts would come into play?
My technopathic.
No, because you're using limitations of your transport.
Okay.
Yeah. So those probably wouldn't come into play here.
Okay.
You might be able to use those on their stuff.
Right, no, it's just I fly it with my mind. Does flying it with my mind give me superior reflex or anything like that?
No, not
Cool,
really.
that's fine. So what did you say the difficulty was again?
Difficulty's 5. Reduced down by whatever you got going on over there.
Okay, 5. Sweet baby using devices, specialization, and this isn't intellectual
For you, yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So free level of effort, and then let's kick one more in.
Sure.
So that was 5 down from, what was it? The difficulty?
It was 5.
Okay.
It's a 0. You don't have to roll. All right. So Lacey, you just
Routine.
bring the ship down in. You guys start closing in really fast. Lacey just kind of just leans forward in the seat like somebody who's on the hunt as the ship comes closing in on the transport. You get within about, I would say you move from long to short at this point because you've accelerated. Your ship goes significantly faster than this transport. This is a flying prisoner transport. You guys are in a drop ship. Two significantly different. So you managed to catch up to this thing pretty fast. Yeah. However, it's going to require a piloting check for the next 4 more rounds because we're using chase rules. So for 4 more rounds, you've got to beat a difficulty 5. I don't see that being a problem.
Okay.
But once you hit that difficulty 5 threshold, you can actually sideswipe or cause their prisoner transport to stop.
Okay.
So because you basically catch them. But right now you are in range to be able to get, like, for example, Anton, you held your action, and Luma, you and Oya now are within range.
Yep.
Lacey, you kind of pilot just over the top. You guys can watch as the ship kind of levels off. That gunner is going to be a real problem next round because Lacey has had to expose the belly of the ship in order to get over it.
Okay.
And I will eventually run a little low on effort.
All right. So who wants to go next?
I'm the only one left.
All right. Anton goes as well, but you can go
He
next
held his
as well.
action.
Oh, right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll go. Basically, so having seen all of that and my friends getting shot at from close range and us,
I just, I'm gonna get on the comms and I'm just gonna say, they couldn't even get you when you were right in front of them. Kick their ass. And I'm using encouragement.
Okay.
So literally every single one of you, lower your attack roll, your attack actions by 1.
Except for me, because I'm not.
You're in close range.
Oh, I could hear you.
I'm yelling over comms, so if you can hear it.
You
You
hear
can hear
over
it.
the
Here. Yeah, I can hear
That's
it.
correct.
Okay, cool.
Mechanically, you hear it.
We gotta
Yes.
get you an earpiece or something, man.
I think I would fizz it out every time I use
She requires character growth before we can get there.
I'm still not cool, though. Everything I've seen makes me even less wanting to put
Wait.
technology in my body.
That actually raises. I'm sorry. I'm just now catching up here. How did you hear it? If you
It came out of my glasses. It was very loud.
She shouted, kick their ass.
I'm gonna do a GM intrusion.
Okay.
What? A gym intrusion?
Yep.
All right. I didn't
Everyone
hear it.
except for Hops heard it.
It's okay.
Dang.
But
Gotta
you get
That means I get XP.
you get XP and you can donate
Hops,
that XP
here's
to
your
somebody.
XP.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
Plus,
probably
Hops
need
has like
it.
the best attack roll of anyone in this game.
It's about to get right.
But
This is
That
just
is-
instructions. Here,
attack is stacked.
from over here. You
He's,
handed her the instruction. That was like the Joker card.
he
that I got her-
facilitated precipitation.
How strange.
That's a good way to do it.
my other
This
GM
is the
intrusion
good
was on
part.
you, right, Amy?
No,
on
that was mine.
No, the other one.
The earlier one.
The earlier one was
It
Hops.
was on Hops. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah, I've had all the intrusions. Just bring them on.
Okay.
Andy doesn't poop.
All right.
Poop intrusion.
Okay. So everyone's got that going. Yeah. What do you want to do, Anton?
That was amazing.
I'm gonna do something gross with my body.
Excellent.
I'm gonna make my body expand, sort of like a flying squirrel, from
Okay.
like the tip of my pinky to like the side of my ankle.
You're a sugar
It's just
glider.
gonna like and like kind of grow some like flappy skin. To be like,
You're pulling him.
huh?
The name for the flap of
What
skin
is
on a
that?
flying squirrel
What's
or a
it
sugar
called?
glider is called a patagium.
Yeah.
A patagium?
You're a sugar glider.
This was relevant to a previous RPG, I promise.
So I'm doing this, and then Lacey's like, patagium. I'm like, what? Ooh,
GM intrusion. And Anton falls to his death.
facts. Glide. I'll glide onto the windshield of this transport. And if we're a little bit in front of it, are we seeing like a cockpit? Are we seeing pilots? What are we looking at?
So here's what's going to have to happen, because right now you guys are kind of positioned above the transport.
Okay.
So to get down there and to get onto the windshield of this thing, you're going to have to drop down and run over and then literally just splat across.
We can just stretch to it.
If
You can't stretch to the front of it, but you can stretch down onto the transport, so you don't even have to make a roll.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Like-
literally
like
for you. It's literally taking a step.
Yeah, daintily dipping my feet into the pool and then retracting and then going like that.
Yeah. So this leg just comes out of the transport, and then following the leg is the rest of the man, and you're on top of this thing.
Potagium? Potagium? Okay.
Because they're not wings. It's not true flight.
Because of your superpowers and your ability to move, Anton, you clear right past the gunner, who only has a moment to watch you walk over the top of him, and you get to the front of the transport and immediately just spread yourself out over the front of the transport. There is somebody in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Looks like one of the corporate security guards, and you do see people moving in the back of the truck, back of the transport.
Corporate security guards they're not the prison transporter cops?
So these look like the corporate LA security guards you guys fought.
Same as the gunner.
In corporate LA, yes. The
Got it.
only difference is up at this close, you can see that the patch area where the corporate security patch would be has been ripped away, and you see a red X has been spray painted across the top of it.
That sounds like something we should
They've
take
gone
down in
red.
our notes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah.
They've gone rogue.
Red X? What?
Yep.
That's weird.
Okay.
So that's your action, and the only person left is nope, Luma did that thing already.
Everybody went.
That's everybody. We're at the top of the round.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Eliza.
Okay. I want to focus on the gunner,
Okay.
and I want to do an mental onslaught on him, and just scramble his brains.
Scramble his neurons.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Onslaught can be either physical or mental.
Without killing him?
Powerful.
I don't think I could deal enough damage right now.
Okay.
But
So
if you-
go ahead and make a roll. The difficulty is 6.
Okay. Wait, difficulty is 6?
Yep.
Okay, I want to do stuff.
And you have
Um,
encouragement from.
I have
That's right. So it immediately drops to 5.
That's a great
That's an asset,
thing.
right?
Oh
I
yeah.
have to spend
Luma,
one.
that's an
yes.
awesome
Oh,
power.
Luma's
Generally
the
speaking,
Captain America of this group.
It
She
just
is.
is
Okay.
has a difficulty of
good
one
to know.
difficulty.
Yeah.
Against assets.
It
Yeah.
says everything that isn't a skill isn't an asset, though.
I have to spend one
this is
for
an
this too.
exceptional
It says
What's that?
this is I have to spend one intellect for this ability.
Do you have edge?
That's right.
though?
To activate,
I
it,
do
you have an edge, so you get it for free.
But I
Get it
want to put a couple of levels of effort in.
Okay.
So
So then you'll have to pay for the effort.
yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So so I get a free level of effort because I have edge?
How much edge do you have?
How much edge do you have?
2.
So then no, you can subtract 2 off of how much an edge would, an effort would normally cost.
Got
It's
it.
going to cost you 1.
So okay. So that's one level. So now we're down to 3. Mm-hmm. And then I want to do one more level of effort.
Okay.
2 more.
That'll cost you 2 more
So
points.
2 more.
So
All
3
right.
total to get 2 levels of effort. Which
Great.
Is rad.
So I'm down to 2. So I have to do 6 or higher.
Yep.
15.
That'll hit. How much damage are you doing?
3 damage.
Heck yeah.
That's-
Because you have your power shift, which
I was gonna say, I think that's kind of low for you.
Your attack plus a base physical base mental onslaught damage of 2.
I believe you.
You have a power shift, right?
I do. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, you've done more than 3 points of damage. with onslaught.
Power shift doesn't help attack, but it helps damage.
Oh,
Right.
maybe I meant. I think I just wrote it weird. So what's the base damage then?
The base damage for a mind slice, the mental attack
Yeah.
that ignores armor, is 2.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And then it's plus the 3
from
from your
power.
power's power shift.
so it's 5.
5 points.
I read it wrong. Yeah. It's I have plus 3 damage.
And
Okay, the gunner.
Ignore soak.
The gunner, you can see a reaction from the gunner. It's hard to tell anything else because of the way it's helmeted and armored up, but you definitely see a reaction as his head just drops low for a second. That's your action. Next up is Cass. This
So-
poor bastard is sitting in front of you like a whack-a-mole.
He took a shot at me, and then I saw him grab his head, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna quickly look at y'all. Smile. Nicely done!
All right, whack-a-mole it is. Go ahead and make your attack. The difficulty is 6. Actually, no, he's stationary in a gun turret. I'm going to lower that to 5.
Amy's excited.
And actually 4.
Well, actually, this is almost like being prone. Because he has nowhere to go.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
he gonna do?
So I'm going to drop it by 2.
Excellent.
Whoa, so now it's
Alright.
3.
He is literally a whack-a-mole right now.
And then whatever you do.
Did not anticipate
I don't think
someone
you have to
jumping on the
roll
back of this and
this.
punching him.
Not
Wasn't in the tactics seminar.
It's difficulty 3 now.
okay. Sorry. Okay.
No, it's fine.
4. Then the 3 with the encouragement, and
And then Cass doing what Cass does, which is punching.
Laugh.
You took
Pretend it's a punching bag.
hand to hand at
training
this point,
room.
right?
I'm trained in heavy bashing, but here what I'll do is use my bash ability, which will drop it another 2 between the unarmed modifier and the bash ability that I'm trained in. It costs me 1 might point, but it takes it down to difficulty 1. And if I do this right, then he will be dazed, not stunned, but dazed.
And does he still take damage? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't your edge absorb that bash cost anyway?
You're
You're not using it yet. Or your effort, sorry.
Will you are
Or you can just-
correct.
Pay it and then put your effort into damage.
Yeah.
What was I even thinking?
I mean, I've never.
I apologize.
Difficulty 1. Sorry, this is taking so long, y'all. But all right.
You punched so big.
The talk through.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
I look at him.
It's like a how to play.
Wave at my friends. It's a difficulty 1.
Detailed.
My edge absorbs the cost of using my bash ability, in which I am trained, and I am unarmed and have no need for weapons.
The cash bash.
You know what happens when a bastard into a puddle? It's a custard.
And it works. It's an 11.
11.
And
Okay.
I would like to spend a level of effort, and here is where my... Oh, I already used the edge and the other thing, but I'll learn for next time. It's gonna cost...
If you're spending effort for damage, it has to be done before the roll.
I did declare that that was my plan.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also would like a check on that for next time.
Yeah, I can show you the page number. I found it.
Thank you. I spend a level of effort to add damage. That adds 3, right?
1 level of effort.
That's what I vaguely recall, but I would need a confirm.
Should
on
have
that.
checked on that.
I don't do that a
Sorry.
lot, so it's
I know
not
I've never
really
actually
part of
done it
my.
before. I just know it's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's you're gonna have 6.
I made it more complicated. I'm really
It's okay. No,
sorry.
it's totally
How
fine.
dare you hit harder?
Yes, damn it,
and
Amy.
be more super. The
okay.
nerve.
Effort is on page 16, and I'm just gonna hope that it says.
I believe it is a +3 to damage. We can just check real quick. Look, if it makes you feel any better, how many times does Mercer have to go into the player's handbook to check a rule? Don't
All
even
the
sweat
time.
it.
All the time.
Every
That guy-
GM, every player has to dig into it. Remember the live show? Mercer talking about digging up all of her spells? It happens. Don't even sweat it.
For each level of effort you apply in this way, you inflict 3 additional points of damage.
So how much are you doing
right.
here?
How about 13 points of damage and he's dazed?
So he's unconscious.
No, he's not unconscious.
No?
No, he's not.
Days.
Oh,
However, he's got +1 to all of the difficulties of his roll.
Yeah! That was loud. Sorry, Mike. I got excited.
How dare you?
So his helmet shatters as you smash down on top of it. His head rebounds against the back of the truck, and he does not slip back down. Instead, he manages to pull himself back up, but you can see by the way he's moving, he's dazed. But with the shattered helmet, you can distinctively see inside the dead-looking flesh of what looks like one of those mutated creatures that
No!
destroyed in Cassium.
Zombies, 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 zombies!
You see this sort of yellow reptilian-looking eye inside of a human face with pale, glossy skin. It looks up at you from this gurgling noise that comes out from underneath the helmet, and it looks up at you, but you can see the pupil begin to spread wide as it dilates from the daze. You smashed the fuck out of him. He doesn't look like he knows where he's at for the moment. That's Amy. Okay, so Cass, next up is Hops.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna be fine for a while, so I'm not gonna bother with him.
He's still
He
active.
can do stuff, it's just a little more difficult.
His days, all that does is add a difficulty to whatever he wants to do.
Oh, well, I just saw Cass give him a new
Yeah.
new
I just wanted
beauty
I
mark.
just wanted you to make an informed decision.
Sure. So I'm gonna the guy that's hanging out on the back that was shooting up at the the ship, and also will probably turn his gun on Anton, who's now flapped on the front of the.
He is the
windshield.
guy. He is the one that was driving.
Oh, so maybe I
Driver
shouldn't.
shot at us?
Maybe I shouldn't hurt him because we might crash. How high are we up?
300 feet. Make a call. Make a decision.
Probably really good that y'all helped me.
Kylan is the guy doing the turret?
No.
Not the
No.
turret, but the one
The guy who leaned out the window and shot back at you guys
Thank
with a
you.
rifle.
Okay, because I was like, huh? Okay.
I might have to
monkey's
crash
circle?
this. I might have to crash this ship.
Make a call. Make a decision.
He's gonna shoot again. He's probably gonna shoot Anton next.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting down on my stomach with my staff
Okay.
and charging it. And I'm gonna use my new wreck ability.
What does it
I'm
do?
so sorry. You're gonna wreck it! I'm gonna wreck it! I'm gonna wreck this ship! Using 2 hands, I can wield a weapon or tool with a powerful swing. I take a -1 penalty to the attack roll and inflict 3 additional points of damage. So with it being a light weapon and my shock attack, it'll be 11 points of damage.
You're just bashing the transport.
I'm literally just
So let me,
Oh, actually, yeah. I want to hit him. He has the gun.
Okay, so you're hitting the guy who's driving the thing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. If I hit the thing, we're definitely gonna crash.
So you're basically running up to the side of this thing and jamming your stick in there.
I'm
Like
I'm basically laying on my stomach and grabbing my staff and just right into the
yeah,
side.
you're basically like
Yeah.
a stabbing motion with the
Exactly,
staff.
and-
It's shocking.
Yeah, electric shock him.
Okay, so make your roll. That's
Okay.
your melee attack with the staff, which counts as the asset. You're using martial arts.
Yes. What's the difficulty?
Well, the difficulty was he's in the driver's seat, so the difficulty is 4.
Okay, -2 with my staff attack,
So 2.
and
And
also my
-1.
shock gives it a
No, you
-1
don't get it.
ability. So -1 or level 1. So
It's gonna
3
drop to
others.
0.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I
You also get
use.
the end. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll
no,
get a.
she doesn't get it.
she doesn't
She
get
doesn't
it.
get it. So it is 1.
I don't get it.
Yep, it's 1.
Okay, so roll.
Okay.
18. 2 additional points of
2
damage.
additional points of damage.
Yeah.
13 points of damage.
Get real
13,
good.
13 total.
13 total. I'm really upset and also very confused about how I ended up here. So I'm just gonna.
Confused, but still badass.
Oh man.
Okay,
Wreck it.
Again, the smell of ozone as that lightning bolt lights up the interior of this transport. Anton, the whole it's like a flash bulb going off inside of an enclosed space. As you see, Hops runs up to right where you are. You guys make eye contact.
Hey.
He just flops down and just smashes, and you're just on the inside in a shout as this bolt of lightning streaks right through the top of his torso and out the other window, shattering it. He kind of falls over. The rifle drops to the ground, and he reaches back up and grabs the controls.
Oh no.
He is
Wait.
still alive.
A lightning bolt went through this guy, and then he got back up.
Yep,
Right away.
he is still alive.
It's like
He is on
Sal.
those controls.
It's like Sal.
Oh yeah, I shouted zombies in everybody's earpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you,
Now we
who've
know.
probably just
Who
figured it out.
heard it from being a few feet
It's
away.
like Sal.
Oh
with
yeah.
my-
It's
We're
you.
standing up.
It's you, Hector.
At least he doesn't have the gun in his
What's
hand.
Anton doing? You just
like-
saw all this happen.
I'm like,
By the
my
way,
God.
this guy is within melee range of you. Because you, being the flexible thing you are, you can literally punch him from the outside of this.
True.
Staff,
through a
punch.
window or something.
But be aware,
They're both broken
he's
now.
also piloting this thing.
Yeah.
So be aware.
Holy shit, they are zombies. Okay.
Crap.
Lacey, where's our target? Where's our asset? What ship is he on?
That's not a thing that
How would you find
Can
that
we
out?
do? Can we scan for life
I
signs?
could
Can we scan
find
for
that out,
heat
but I
signatures?
don't think I can reasonably do it while I'm also doing the check.
So if you decide to do that, you're going to automatically fail your next piloting check.
Right.
Well,
Because Lacey's flying the ship with their mind.
I would love to find that out for you. The moment that I'm not flying a ship in a chase.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
How can any of us find that out?
You could go inside. I mean, you can literally pull a Miss Incredible and just go right inside this thing if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
And
That's
her
a
name
simple
is
movement.
Elastigirl, not
Elastigirl.
Mrs. Incredible. Oh, it's Elastigirl. It's not just
She didn't
Sorry.
take his name.
It wasn't clear in the first movie, but in the second movie,
We all know that if she was here, she'd walk up to me and be like, "It's fine." We all know.
She's very nice.
Yes. So your legs stretch out. They arc in right behind the driver in an impossible feat of dexterity as you kind of spaghetti down and just, and you're inside the transport. What you see,
Okay.
standing in front of you, is one more of these security guys. Not the guy in the turret. There's one more in here. And standing next to him, just getting pulled out of his manacles, you see Dr. Jerome Blair. who looks over at you. The air around him has sort of a wave to it. Like, you know how when gas is, gas in the stove is on, and you can see that sort of wavy effect? It's all surrounding him, and there's a strange gingerbread-like smell inside this. You can immediately, your nostrils, it's almost like you're too close to chlorine, and you can immediately feel like a burning sensation. You're not taking any damage, but you're now in an enclosed space with a guy who emits poison. And he sees you, he goes, Anton.
I've got eyes on the doctor. I'm gonna stretch right back out.
You can absolutely do that. You can do actions.
I saw him.
You go,
He's in there.
Yep, he's there.
He's in there.
You're just like,
We need to disconnect. He's still in there.
Ministry of Silly walks her way right back out that window, and just you are back up on top of the transport, leaving this
man.
very confused driver.
Good.
And you're back up.
I approve.
He's in there.
That's happening right
Yeah.
now.
Okay, so that's there. Okay, so then it is going to be that's Hector. Now it's their turn. Gunner guy at +1 difficulty pulls a small plasma handgun out from the side holster and tries to shoot at Cass at point blank range. So Cass, I need you to make a defense roll.
Oh crap.
Now,
I should have hit him, I'm
his bonus for shooting you at point blank with this thing is going to be counteracted by the dazed. So it's going to be just a normal difficulty of 6.
It's
As he
4
opens
because of
fire
my
on you.
speed defense.
Pop, pop.
And it is.
Can I use enable others on this if I see him do it?
You can use it on your action.
Oh crap. It's an enabler. I don't have to use an action.
The
I can
where help
help.
normally requires an action, this ability makes it a free action.
I can provide a benefit to another character attempting a physical task. So I can just be like, get down! You know, if I see him pull a gun. Get down! You're welcome.
Such a good ability. I love it.
So then
know.
difficulty
This
is
case,
5.
It's probably a +1 because I do have that training in speed defense and helping tasks work that way.
So it's
high, right?
it alters the level of difficulty if Hops is trained in it.
But
it's a
if
+1.
I'm specialized in
high,
speed
right?
defense. So.
But so am I. Is the problem?
Yeah, but that's just how. That is not part of the help rules.
It's just
I
helping
will
you.
call them
Yeah,
in.
just helping
And
you.
I will happily take it.
Sorry about
All right.
that. I was fixing the time there, and I think I just totally jockeyed the
Oh,
camera
yeah.
right out of position.
Oh no! 6 goes down to
happens
4
sometimes.
goes down.
I'm
to
ready
3.
for my close-up.
Thank you, crew.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Thank
take
you.
it down to a 2.
Take it down.
Every now and then, you got to make sure that everyone's on their toes.
Yep.
Well, damn.
Glad I could help. Cameraman intrusion. Just. All right.
Yeah, that was a GM intrusion of a different kind.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Screw this show.
All right.
All right.
6 or better. You got this.
6
or better.
6 or better.
Oh my
I
god.
get a shot, y'all.
Did you not swear?
Okay.
Fine.
I'm gonna use an XP.
You can't do this.
I did it already. I threw it. Roll again.
Roll it again. Roll it again.
It's
An 8.
Thank
we
you.
did it.
Okay, this pistol goes off. It goes. It's a semi-automatic gun that just pops off a bunch of rounds right in front of you. This barrel lights up as plasma bolts go sailing past you, tearing past your jacket.
Get
Not
down.
hitting you, but that's his action. The next guy in the middle that's driving this, he is going to once again. He grabs his rifle, and Hops, you're in the window.
Yeah.
You see him jam his leg up against the controls of this bus, and the bus goes and starts to nosedive.
Whoa.
And as that happens, he angles himself up towards that. You hear shouting in the back, and you watch in horror as this bus literally just kind of teeters away. There's a spark and an explosion sound as it rips away from the sidecar and begins to dive straight towards the traffic down below. And he opens fire at point blank with a rifle. I need you to make a defense roll. Difficulty is going to be 7. He's at point blank. You're grappled onto the side in a nosedive.
Okay.
Some math.
All right. Speed defense. That'll take it down to a 5.
Yes.
And then after this, I'm going to need everyone to make checks who's standing on top of this bus.
Okay.
And yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
I imagine we're gonna give chase too.
I'm also
Buckle up.
I'm also fast. Would this help me?
For what?
To get out of the
Fast
dodge.
is for movement.
Well, I'm moving.
Fast is for movement.
All right, so
Yeah.
5. Oh crap! I gotta spend XP. What? I mean, what would this be for? Speed? Oh yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna spend
2 levels.
2 levels of
5
effort.
minus your edge.
Yep.
So 1. So it'll be
11.
Okay.
All right, so it's going down to 3.
Down to 3.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's as best I can do.
All right. So 9 or better. You got this.
Yeah. 10! Yes! Oh!
Yeah.
Take that, little man!
Pop, 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 pop. These rifle rounds explode. You manage to just, with incredible speed, just pull your head right back up and manage to avoid the plasma fire that comes erupting out of the side of this transport.
Anton taught me this yoga move.
It is
Working.
pure chaos. I need Cass, I need Anton, and who else is on top?
Me.
That's it.
Just
And
the
you.
two of them.
So I need you all to make move checks to stay on top of this.
Move
The difficulty
checks.
is going to be 4.
Okay.
All right.
Does trained in movement help? I'm
Yes.
sure. Okay.
Mm.
Dexterity.
Is this a speed defense task?
It's not a defense task.
Okay.
This is literally just a difficulty check.
So difficulty 4? So it's
Difficulty
down to
4.
3. And it's still a might?
What are your inabilities then?
Speed.
I'll let you use
go.
might or speed, whichever one works for you. Some of you might be trying to keep your balance. Some of you might be just holding on for dear life. I'll let you choose.
So we can use speed.
If you want to use speed, you can use speed.
All right. Okay.
So I got it
You
down
gotta
to
make
a
roll.
2.
Okay, cool. So the difficulty is 4. Make your rolls.
No.
Unbelievable.
I'll show you the XP.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, to reroll.
Are you guys keeping track of all the XP you spent?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I am.
I got my cards.
And
4 down to 3.
what'd you roll?
Spent a-
1.
Team intrusion. You guys watch in terror as Hops leaves the top of the armored transport.
I'm gonna jump after her.
Okay, I'll
That's
let
what
you
I'm
do that
gonna
on your action.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Elastic
So I'm not even rolling for
You're just
this.
gonna let go?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna let go, and I'm gonna use my placenta, whatever this is. Placenta.
Placenta powers activate.
Umbilical.
A placenta parachute.
Pops, hang on.
All right, Cass.
I made it. I took it down to a 2, and then I. Okay.
In a
got
brief
10.
moment of terror, when you watch this thing dive suddenly, you watch unmistakably the body of Cass, or not the body of Cass, but of Hops, completely lose grip and go hurtling like a ragdoll off the top. And a moment later, you see Anton go right after her.
Oh my god, oh my god.
They, again, the altitude's about 275 feet as this thing goes into a nosedive, and it pulls away from you guys, and you watch as you are in the chaos of tumbling through the air towards traffic down below, as both the airship and this bus just leave you guys as y'all fly away. The next person up is going to be, actually,
Please say Oya. Please say Oya.
Or is it the top of
yeah, okay, so,
Yeah.
so next up is going to be, I believe that's Lacey.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a transport that is diving at civilians below, and we have 2 people who are pursuing alternate means of transportation.
Dive.
We're all heading
Do
Gravity.
I understand all of
Diving.
these things correctly?
That's correct.
Oh no.
Hang on to everything? I'm gonna have to die.
Luma just, knowing that Lacey is a master of understatement, Luma immediately grips everything within reach.
I start wrapping every seatbelt I can find around me.
I'm on the side, so
Okay.
there's probably like straps and ropes.
Sweet
that
Baby is
have
always
equipment
seatbelted.
on.
Yeah.
Thank
Since
you.
my action is next, can I ready my action? Because I was actually going to be readying an action.
Yeah.
So that, strap myself up. We have no windshield. Shield on, protect Lacey at all costs.
That's smart.
Okay, then I'm not going to penalize for the dive.
Okay.
And I'll just use that as sort of the
I
buffer.
also have focus.
Lacey, make a piloting check.
Just in case we get shot
Oh,
at.
no, that. I meant for the dive.
Oh,
Make a
yes.
piloting check.
What's the difficulty of the piloting check?
Well, the difficulty is 5 and a nosedive. Okay, so for right now, it's 5.
Let's try this.
Right now, the difficulty is 5 to keep up with this thing.
Okay.
0.
2.
Yeah, right.
I have to focus to see if it goes that far. It might only go to 1. 2 for specialization with machines. Sweet Baby is my co-pilot for another one. I feel like I had one other thing.
Do you get my attack? Does this count as an attack?
No.
It's not an attack.
Okay.
It's a piloting check, yeah.
I don't do too much of that. I think those are the only ones I
Okay.
have that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's just those 3, and let's check in 2 levels of effort on top of that.
Okay.
So difficulty 5. What was?
So the wing dips, and suddenly the ship there's a nauseating feeling as the horizon just suddenly just tips above your head as the ship banks and dives.
Please put your tray tables, seat backs, and literally the whole
Shouting
ship in the
over.
upright position.
You are gripping for dear life as you're keeping that shield up against the window as all of you dive straight for the traffic in Los Angeles 300 feet below in a plummet full crazy high-speed dive, and that is where we have to stop tonight.
Just so you know.
I feel like everything's going very well and according to plan.
I figured this out.
Yeah.
2 members have flown off.
levels on me.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are burning through XP tonight.
What a
Wow.
beautiful love fest. This
I know.
Eric, you get an XP, dude. Take it. Good job, man.
You
All
get an
right.
XP. You get an XP.
So as we're signing off, I just want to do a quick thank you again to our sponsors, Monty Cook Games and Okie Dokie Dice, and of course another thanks,
I love
as
the
always,
dice,
to
not
Dogmite
the
for this
rolls.
crazy awesome. But real quick for Okie Dokie Dice, just to give you guys some information, the dice are going to be available in all markets right now except North America, but that is coming in March, so it's right around the corner. And they've got all the different types of dice, 12, 16, and RPG sets.
Yes.
The 12 millimeter, 16 millimeters, the different sizes, and they have solid, translucent, speckled, enclave, gem dice, marble, glow in the dark, metal, and metal glow in the dark, which is the raddest in my opinion. And of course, you can find them on all the social medias. Also, want to give a quick shout out again and just remind everybody the Measure Z coupon totally works at the Monty Cook Games store. And to check out the Humble Bumble if you want to own like all of Numenera.
Yes,
And you
do it.
You will be giving to a very, very good cause.
You do want it. Trust me.
That's
You
cool.
want it.
That'll do it for us tonight, everybody. Oh my God, I can't believe
having
we're
a heart
picking up
attack.
next week.
Yeah.
2 of you spiraling, just completely falling out of the sky, and then a nosedive.
For you.
So we will
Killing
pick this up.
We're all falling.
We will pick this up next Friday at 4 p.m. in Los Angeles 2119. Stay tuned for Vampire, which is right around the corner. Somebody very special to us is going to be on the show tonight, and so that'll be interesting. But until then, everybody, we'll see you next Friday. Stay whimsical.